Yeah, it's that witness relocation stuff, right?
Yep. All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Welcome to session 13. So you, sorry, previously you agreed to travel to the Valolus ruins and leave in less than a week, which you've already left, and were given more detailed instructions. You were paid 50 Mithna in advance, with the other 200 once you return. In addition to the money, if you are successful, you'll be granted full membership in the Halakis of Methina. Judge visited the library of Catanese, speaking to Astakos. He paid to gain access to rare scrolls, as well as future visits for more mundane knowledge. You learn that there is little arcane knowledge available at the library, and that you should seek out the Forbidden Library at the Oracle of Keranos. You visited the local taverns and met Sebastian, who told you about the funeral ceremony that occurred on the 14th. Darcy visited the School of Herodis and learned about Erminig and the various regions and locations of the underworld, such as the Jorn Realm, the Sea, the Siphon, the Dim Reach, and the Eyes of Sorg, as well as the four entrances, the Steeps, the Cleft, the Shattered Gate, and the Cocytus River. Along the way, you learned more confirmation that the Tower of Menace is southwest of the Temple of Deal, and the Hammer of Deal grants great strength that limits intellect. You learn that a worm, supposedly in a cave between Ancus and Rhea watchtowers, likely protects the jaws of Drebos, which seem to have some ability to drain life. You also learn that this place is related to the Steeps. You also heard rumors of bandits in the area. You learned that the snakes of Pharika, supposedly found at the Valolus ruins, is an artifact and is rumored to have power to paralyze or poison. You also learn that someone saw a flying man and others to the north, off the road, in an area where the mountains form a sort of triangular area. You also learn that there might be a cave or caves in the area. You met with Simides, the father of Sebastian, and Maon, the father of Orius and Iolus, the boys that died at the White Rock Spring at the funeral. You agreed to take Sebastian with you on your journey. You repaired the statue at the defaced shrine that the Panthers were guarding. After traveling for 4 hours, Sebastian asked you to take a break, so you stopped just after clearing the dense jungle. As we begin, it is 4:30 in the afternoon. You have stopped for a short rest. You notice the clouds have started to roll in. So I'll go ahead and take you to the map. Let's see, activate. What? You're not supposed to activate. There we go. Sorry about that. So it is currently 4:30. The clouds have started to roll in. Sebastian asked for a break, so I made the assumption that you were stopping for a meal and probably going to take a short rest. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah, snack time.
All right, so an hour passes, but during the hour, as you're sitting around and Sebastian is resting his sore feet, he kind of turns to the group and he says, "So you're taking me, or you're going to the Oracle, right? I was just kind of curious, why is it that you seek the Oracle?"
She might know things that we might need to be aware of.
He nods. Um, is there something that that you're trying to find?
Well, I do know that there is a library there that I do.
Could you speak louder?
I do know that there is a library there that I wish to peruse.
Oh, do you mean the Forbidden Library?
Yes.
He kind of scratches his head. Well, I guess that makes sense. You'll probably find stuff there that you can't find other places. So you're going on a mission, right? You told me about it before. To some ruins, was it? Could you tell me about that a little? What are you going to do there?
Mostly see what is there. And see what dangers they might be.
Sorry, say that again.
To see what is there and what dangers might be lurking. There were people who went missing.
Oh. What kind of dangers?
The guy
Hmm.
can be solved with a glaive.
He looks at Cyclonin. Okay, well, I guess I have a dagger.
Well, if worse comes to worse, we'll have Conglomerate babysit you.
Okay.
We do not expect you to enter combat. In fact, it would be preferable if you do not.
He nods. That's probably a good idea. I'll stay behind you guys. All right. So during that hour, is there anything anybody else is doing or discussing?
Well, I know we are going to on this mission, but we do have potential stops along the way. Do we plan to be making any side tracks, such as investigating this other pantheon of teenage punks?
Perhaps not them just yet, considering we have, company that would not
Well,
fare well in the encounter.
perhaps we need not encounter anybody, but having at least a brief lay of the land, just a quick look-see so we know a little bit about what we're getting into, could be good.
Does Gizzard have anything, or Tavros? Do you two have any ideas?
Hold on, I'm trying to get to the game, but it's being confusing.
Oh, is your computer not working, Brosnan?
No, it's working. It's just the website's being confusing. Hold on.
Okay.
I think there's a button to log in, but it's not giving me the button. Oh, never mind. I figured it out.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, Tavros, do you have any anything to say to about the conversation?
What? Sorry, could you repeat the last 30 seconds? What you said?
Do you have any opinions on whether we should look into this pantheon as we?
It depends. I thought we talked about it last session of if we figured it would end up in a fight, and so we might not want to endanger Sebastian. But
Oh. Yeah. I mean,
I don't have any problems with it. It's just a matter of do we want
yeah. No, that's a hard situation to resolve. Because I do think we should, I don't know, pursue that pantheon, but I feel like we should find a way to, yeah, I don't know, that's hard. What, did you guys have ideas? I don't know if I heard you guys very well.
Well, we could send a
Yeah,
scout. It's just not to encounter them directly. If we do.
Yeah, Okay.
Well, if we were to do any scouting, we should either go all as a group or send only one person and make sure that everyone else is as far away as possible.
Yeah, if we go all as a group, that includes Sebastian, so unless we station him somewhere, but then how do we know he's alive?
Conglomerate seems to be a little bit under the sea weather. Perhaps we could leave Sebastian with him.
I think it's a good idea. I think we should scout as a group and leave Sebastian with Kong.
while this is going on, Judge would like to pull out his spell book and spend what time he can using his cantrip formula.
Yeah, I'm having trouble hearing you say that last part again. You're gonna while that's going on, you're gonna what?
Pull out my spell book and use my cantrip formula.
Okay, so you're pulling out those scrolls and trying to, or are you doing something else?
No, one of my features is I can switch out one cantrip for another one, for an hour, and I was going to switch out mending for another cantrip.
Okay,
Hold on a
and
second.
you have to do that during a short or long rest?
Short rest.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, so the hour passes, and unless you have more to discuss, we can go ahead and move forward.
Well, if we were to send someone as a scout, who would we send?
So to understand the sneakiest of us?
Who's the sneakiest of us?
Not
Arguably Kong.
Well, well,
Under the right circumstances, I can be rather stealthy. I just need to go ahead and remove all of these armor first.
I could turn any of you invisible.
I do have a stealth of 16. I don't know what your guys' stealth is at.
Oh, jeez.
15 for me, or +5, so
Yeah, I think I'm at a
based on your number, you have, yeah.
Yeah, I have a stealth of +5 as well.
I have a stealth of +6.
Okay, we're tied then. I mean, if you have the ability to make people invisible, you can. Does that applies to yourself too? I assume, right?
Yeah, I can turn anybody invisible as long as they don't attack and I don't break concentration, I think.
Maybe in case the stealth were to break, it would be best if you went so you could cast it again.
Yeah,
make sense?
I mean, as long as no one attacks, they should
Yeah.
stay.
How long does it
Should
last?
stay. It lasts an hour. It lasts a pretty long time.
Oh,
Although that does bring up another issue. Should this scouting go wrong, whoever it is likely to die. Well, however, temporarily. Perhaps it would be best if we chose someone expendable.
Who would that be?
Well, I feel that the magic that you two wield is probably of more use than my ability to stab things. It is probably less of a detriment to the party if something were to happen to me.
That is. I don't know. All right, if you think
Oh,
so.
hold on. Are we talking all this, like, openly?
Oh,
You guys are still resting during your short rest. I'm assuming you're discussing it there.
We
Yeah,
could do
like,
this
are we
celestial.
talking in, yeah, we're talking in God language, right? We don't need our human to worry about these these tactics of ours.
Fair enough. You can be talking in Celestial then.
yeah,
He
yeah.
looks at you weird as you do, but you've already explained how you're special, so he doesn't say anything.
That's right. You don't learn our gibberish.
Another potential advantage is if I go and leave my armor behind, well, then they do not really get anything useful out of discovering me other than perhaps I am somewhat sneaky. Although, maybe even not that if they discover me.
Doesn't your armor go with you?
Sorry, say it again?
Doesn't your armor go with you? Because it's like your holy armor that just goes with you when you die and reform and all that.
Well, I guess it would disappear when I die, but I plan to take it off preemptively. As far as I know, it doesn't vanish just because I take it off, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
basically the way the signature armor and weapons work is if you lose it or leave it somewhere, it'll return to you in 24 hours. So if you stayed away for 24 hours, then it'll pop to where you are. But if it's less than that, then you can leave it behind and it'll just stay there.
I assume you're taking it off to increase your stealthiness, right?
Yes, I would leave all of my equipment here. I really have little use for the items. If
Yeah.
either I do not need to attack or I will be overwhelmed. Either way, this stuff will not be useful.
That's true. Okay, I have no problems with your plan.
The only question that remains is, well, maybe there are two questions. One would be whether I should maintain my normal form or the disguise.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably see through a disguise. I feel like they'll know that you're a godling if they catch
But
you.
in case there are others who are human, it wouldn't
That's
hurt.
true. That's true.
I say stay in your human form until you're ousted. No reason to risk being seen by others.
Agreed.
Is a good point. Well, let's see. Now, as far as this scouting, the invisibility would be quite nice, although I could certainly do without if necessary. The one potential issue is that I do have quite a lot of weight on me. Is it going to be an issue for the rest of you to transport my equipment?
I don't think so.
Well,
Yeah,
Tavros
see what
does
would
have
be.
a strong back. You like lifting heavy things, do you not, Tavros?
Shane, are you here?
Yeah, wait, what?
You like lifting heavy things, do you not,
Oh, yeah,
Tavros?
of course. Yeah. It's my favorite pastime.
Well, it is how you maintain your proficiency at arm wrestling, I'm sure.
Uh-huh. I'll make me prove myself
Okay.
again.
Prove it. You won't.
Perhaps. Okay, it is time for you to prove yourself,
Oh.
since you insist.
I
Alright.
insist.
Put my
I'm
arm
very
out for the arm wrestling match.
Alright.
Winner carries my items.
Sure, I'll accept the challenge.
Alright.
Wait, am I being challenged, or are you challenging him?
What, me or him?
Yeah.
Tavros has challenged me to an arm wrestling match.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right, so you guys sit down during your rest and suddenly start arm wrestling. So both of you go ahead and give me a strength check.
Uh-oh.
Tavros. That was quite the roll, I'm not gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
Well, we still have to wait for. Okay, so Cyclonin starts out with a strongly going all the way from the down position to, all the way from the top position to nearly having Tavros down. You're at such a disadvantage, Tavros, that you have disadvantage on your next check. So.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
That's unfortunate.
All right, Cyclonin.
You might still pull that off.
But
Oh.
even with disadvantage, you managed to claw your way back to way back to the center position.
I'd like to point out
just
Tavros
letting you have
has
it.
claws.
Eh,
Okay.
Cyclone in. Oh.
All right,
Whoa.
you continue to struggle, still in the
Uh-oh.
center position.
No way!
Be funny if you still end up pulling it off here.
Oh!
And Tavros
Oh my gosh.
somehow pushes Cyclonin down further. Cyclonin, you're basically halfway between the center and being down.
Oh my god.
That was crazy.
You're distracted by
All right,
the
Cyclonin.
Yeah.
And boom, Tavros wins.
For a moment there, you had shaken my confidence. I was not sure you would be able to carry my items.
I was just giving you a fair chance. If I hadn't handicapped myself, it would have been over in 2 seconds.
Going easy on the poor gato. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, now that we have settled that, I guess we have to decide when it should be time to split off for the scouting expedition. Perhaps one last question. I mean, is there anything we want to prioritize specifically? As far as information to gather.
Any places of power, of course.
True.
And of course, any of our competition.
Perhaps I should go with you, Cyclonin. I do have a little friend who can see far off. It's always good to have someone to watch your back.
You're really faint all of a sudden.
And it's always good to have someone watch your back.
Aren't there limits as to how far you can see through your companion?
Yes, but they're rather decent.
Although that does put more of us at risk if something goes wrong.
But the higher likelihood of surviving it.
I do not think if we are dealing with, for instance, a group of 6, that higher likelihood is all that high.
Yeah. Hmm.
Plus, if you are not adequately stealthy, that may compromise things.
And reasonably so.
One suggestion I might make is to probably stick together at least until you have some idea of where to go to do your scouting.
I think I have a note.
Yeah, we kind of just know they exist. We don't know where they are.
I think I have a note between something mountains, but I can't open my character sheet right now.
Perhaps we can walk and see if we spot anything of note.
Okay. Go ahead and you're following the road still, correct?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and move 2 hexes along the road. All right, so you're traveling along the road, and up ahead you see a crowd of people gathered off on one side of the road. Let me go ahead and take you to the map. All right, so yeah, up ahead you can see a group of people kind of gathered along the side of the road. There seems to be a path that goes off the road from where they are. They're kind of whispering to each other and pointing, but from where you are, you can't actually see what they're pointing at. So what do you do?
Do they have any sort of equipment, anything that just seems to point at them being normal travelers?
They do seem to be normal travelers, yes.
Oh, I guess we'll walk up and see what's going on here.
Okay, so
Yep.
as you approach, it quickly becomes apparent what it is that they're staring at. You see ahead of you basically a little path and clearing in the jungle, and you see that the jungle itself is scarred with it seems like ash and blast marks from some sort of fire. You can hold on. You can see that there are at least 3 dead humans on the ground. Based on their armor and equipment, you guess that they are guards, and you can tell that based on the scorch marks that the guards themselves were damaged by, if not killed by, fire. And beyond that, you see the remnants of what was possibly a shrine of some type or some other small structure that seems to have been blasted. So what do you do?
What happened here?
A person kind of looks over and says, we're not sure, but as you can see, those are guards over there, and we were just traveling. Well, I was just traveling, and then more people came, and there used to be a small shrine here. It looks like it was destroyed, and some of the plants have been charred. It's like somebody just went around setting things on fire. And a woman kind of steps around, and she says, "Yeah, I just arrived, but I met someone earlier who said that the strangest thing, like somebody like somehow like blasted these people with fire out of their hands. Doesn't make any sense."
Why would someone do this? Even though in my mind I know exactly what's going on here. Gonna go ahead and get a closer look.
So yeah, as you approach, you can see that there are 3 human guards. You can see that they have essentially half plate on, and they have spears and short swords, metal shields, and you can see that they are involved in some sort of battle. And it looks like you can see cut marks on them, and you can see charred flesh as well, as if somebody had set parts of them on fire.
Any indication as to? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what the fire is from, but the weapons, the cut marks. Any indication what kind of weapons might have done that?
Go ahead and give me a. You actually have a proficiency in the weapons, right? So yeah, go ahead and give me an intelligence roll with your proficiency bonus to represent your proficiency in the weapons themselves, but your knowledge of it. So yeah, you can tell that it was definitely cutting weapons, but unfortunately, with all the charring, you're unable to tell specifically what kind of cutting weapon.
Can we
Okay.
tell how recently crispied they'd become?
Yeah, so you go and you take a look. You're trying to figure out how. I'm assuming you're gonna get close enough to look to do this.
Oh yeah. Pardon, excuse, and move out of my way.
Yeah, actually, let me go ahead and just move you over there so you can actually see it. There you go. Anyway, so yeah, you're taking a look. Go ahead and give me a medical check.
Medical. Oh. I'm gonna give myself inspiration because I don't trust any roll without it.
And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and move everybody else up as well.
Look at that.
Okay.
Big roll. Good roll.
So yeah, you're looking at the bodies, and this is pretty recent. You would say probably within the last 12 hours.
Are they still smoking?
Not much, but yeah, there's a little bit of wisp of smoke, and the smell is still fairly fresh and burnt smelling and all that. The some of the plants are still smoking as well.
Interesting. The Cyclonen didn't really get much out of observing what they were killed by. Maybe I could give it a look as well and see what I find.
Sure. What kind of weapon proficiencies do you have? Yeah, go ahead and give me a intelligence roll plus your proficiency bonus, and I'll let you know if it's anything you recognize.
Wait, when you say proficiency bonus, what exactly do you mean by
That's
that?
your
in this
plus
case?
3 on your character sheet. It's you were
Oh,
sorry, not
okay,
plus
that's
3.
what you
No, that's not it. Proficiency above that. Yeah, it is plus 3. So yeah, on the right side of your character sheet, below the experience points total, it says proficiency plus 3. That's going to be based on your level.
Gotcha. Okay. Does it automatically calculate it?
It is.
Oh,
So yeah, you can tell that it isn't a weapon that you specifically have proficiency with, but you can tell based on your daggers and watching other fighters fight and everything that it's some sort of large sword. So probably some sort of massive two-handed sword.
gotcha.
Now, one question I have is just to make sure that the artwork's correct here. I'm noticing, basically individual scorch blasts on each of these people. Does it actually look like that's what happened? Like they each got hit individually, or does it look like they got caught in an AoE?
Based on the fact that the plants around are only charred in the immediate neighborhood, you suspect that it was individual.
Probably a firebolt of some sort. These guards are certainly not enough of a challenge for the Pantheon to break out with their better attacks. I'm gonna go walk back over to the people. Which direction were you traveling from?
The woman who talked to you before kind of steps back up and she says, my friend who told me about this um, met me up north a bit. So yeah, I come from the north.
So you're traveling south?
Yeah, my friend was traveling north, and she met me, and then I traveled back south.
Well, if you can report this to the at Catanese or wherever the first civilized place you're planning to stop, we will report this at the watchtower to the north.
Okay. And at that point, the one of the guys kind of walks up, and he seems to notice you kind of kind of giving orders, being big and tall, muscular. So he seems, based on his facial expression, he seems to be treating it as if you're in charge, or at least you're, official or something along those lines. So he walks up and
We have authority.
he says, well, there might be something you want to know, sir, if you're looking into this. Up north, I saw some people going off the road, and I can swear that one of them, don't please don't think I'm crazy, but I could swear that one of them had a tail. Anyway, it was up north. He points up north along the road. Um, the mountains, it kind of opens up a bit, and the mountains are further away. It almost looks like a triangular area, a triangular gap in the mountains, and they went that way, toward the mountains. I think. I think it was them. I don't know, but they came from this way, and one of them. I'm not going to say it again. Anyway, I hope you find him. And he kind of starts running off.
I'm going to go ahead and catch up to him, which is going to be easy for me to do if I have to. I understand that this is a difficult time and that there are extraordinary events going on. If you do not feel comfortable speaking in front of your companions, we can step over here, but I will take anything you have to say seriously, no matter how incredible it sounds.
Okay. All right. So here's what I saw. I was maybe an hour or so to the north along the road, and like I said, there's where the mountains suddenly to the west, the mountains suddenly get further away, and it looks kind of like a triangular thing, and I saw them leaving the road and moving toward the mountains, the farthest part where the mountains are, and then I come down here and I see this, and like I said, one of them seemed to have a tail. It looked like like a lizard's tail, kind of. And the other ones looked weird too. When one of them had a really big sword, and they just started going off into the jungle toward the mountains.
Okay. Do you have any more specific landmarks about exactly where they disappeared into the jungle?
I'm assuming this means that you made your way over to, because Cyclonin had taken him off to the side, so I'm assuming this means that you walked up to Cyclonin and him?
Yeah, Judge was down here kind of interviewing and trying to talk to all these people whilst everybody was up there making their rolls.
All right, so Cyclonin, you see Judge walk up, and then he asks about the landmarks, and the guy kind of looks at Judge, and he says, all I can say is the mountains kind of form a triangle, and they were moving toward that point, but it's miles, so I don't obviously and it's hills and it's jungle, so I couldn't see them for too long.
Well, I think that you have provided plenty of valuable information for us, and I appreciate you taking the time to speak with us.
So you're gonna the guards they're gonna catch these people, right?
We will make sure of it one way or the other. As you may have noticed by our equipment, we are adventurers by trade, and perhaps we can assist the guards with dealing with this.
As you're talking, Sebastian kind of makes his way up. He was kind of trailing behind you, and excuse me, he sees everybody, and he kind of walks up as well to you, Cyclonin, and Sebastian. You can see his face is a bit white at this point, and he says, I was trailing a bit behind, and what's going on?"
Apparently, some of the reported bandits have struck here, destroying a shrine and apparently violently killing these guards. I mean, as if there is any other way than violence to kill someone. But it sounds like there is this kind individual here has provided useful information for tracking down the perpetrators. And I do feel that we should do our part to help make these roads safer for travelers.
Should we
Judge
go back to
would like to
Katniss and talk to my father?
We are probably better off going to the other watchtower. This group is traveling south, and they can go ahead and report this. Perhaps you could have them speak to your father, but we would probably be better off spreading the word to the north, which also puts us in a better position to investigate what is going on.
Okay, I'll go talk to them about who they should speak to then. And he goes to the group of people and he starts talking to them.
Judge would like to make an insight or perception to see what's bothering Sebastian. He's a little off.
Okay, go ahead and give me an insight check then. Okay, it's hard to tell exactly. Sebastian is pale. He wasn't earlier today though, and your best guess is that he's reacting to seeing the dead guards. Perhaps the way that they've been killed, perhaps just seeing dead guards.
Wasn't he pale when he was walking up?
You'll have to speak louder.
Wasn't he pale and kind of sweaty as he was walking up? He wouldn't have been able to see the guards until he got to the ground.
No, he was pale once he got to you guys. So basically, he came up, looked at the guards, and then walked to you guys, and at that point, he was pale. All right, Tavros, what are you doing?
I'm just watching, taking it in.
All right. And Gizzard, what are you doing?
I think we should. Did they give us any landmarks to go off of? I don't quite remember. I remember someone asking for landmarks, but I don't remember if they answered.
Yeah, there's an opening that we'll probably be able to spot as we travel.
Okay. Do you know where we have to travel for that opening?
Yeah, we got to go north for it. We're going to follow the road anyway. We'll probably.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it should be fairly easy to see, I think.
I say we move on, find that landmark, and then have Sebastian stay behind with Kong. And scout.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. Was that the decision, or are we going to send one person?
I think we're currently leaning towards one, but we could
Yeah.
potentially do the whole group depending on what we find out.
Okay. Yeah, let's start with one then.
Darcy is going to let the others know what she found out about the whole scorch marks of how long ago this was.
Okay, so I'm assuming you walk over to them to tell them. Okay.
Yeah. Darcy's going to wander over, kind of hush-hush tone, just in case the normies are here listening.
You've noticed, speaking of normies, that Sebastian had walked over to talk to them, and they've started to move on at this point.
Okay, good.
And Sebastian is kind of standing where they were and kind of watching them go.
All right, it's like I'm next to Cyclonin.
Yeah.
And Judge.
Yeah, but you can move to wherever you want. That's where I assumed you were going.
Yeah, I am. I'm just making sure that the people are where they are.
Yeah.
So the Scotch marks seem to have been made within the last 12 hours. So these are relatively recent.
Yeah, they can't be too far then.
Well, it depends.
That's true, actually. They can have some form of quick travel.
And we don't know exactly where they went either. We just know they went into the forest and jungle. That
Yeah.
is
This
all
happened.
in the wind.
This happened 12 hours ago, and the witness indicated that it was about an hour up the road that he saw them. That would seem to suggest that they traveled north from here towards wherever they're hiding out or doing whatever it is that they do. So it does sound like there is an increased likelihood that we have the potential to encounter them if we travel towards where we were told that the sighting took place.
And that they are only an hour up ahead of us, so it is possible that we would be able to quickly catch them.
Are we ready for this kind of encounter, though?
Perhaps not. That is why I would prefer to do just a single person scouting, because if we are not ready for it, then most of us can quickly move on.
But if it was a good opportunity, it is an opportunity lost, and we've blown our chance at surprise.
Well, not necessarily. If it is an opportunity, it may not necessarily be a fleeting one. There is nothing stopping the scout from coming back and suggesting that we take advantage of the situation.
Okay.
Well, as much as I would like to give these people a proper burial, they are probably best left as is for any investigators of the scene. So we should probably move on.
As you're talking, Sebastian kind of walks up, just now, and Judge, you notice that he's looking a little better. It seems like talking to people about seeking out his father or whatever it is he said seemed to have calmed him down a little for some reason. And he says, those people are going to Katniss. I'm assuming the guards will show up here eventually, or more guards. Um, I don't know exactly how everything's set up, but I do know that these guards are probably on patrol. And so you wouldn't expect. Eventually more guards will come on patrol, but this is their area, so I don't know how long that'll be. But I'm assuming more guards will be coming. So what are we gonna do?
We are going to go north, see what we can find out about this Pantheon, and we will also report this at the watchtower up north. It would be wise to alert as many people as possible, since whoever is doing this clearly is not afraid of armed individuals.
Okay. Well, I'll go along, but I'll stay in the back.
Of course. Couldn't help but notice, though, that you had something of a commanding presence when you were providing instructions for the travelers.
Oh yeah. I have been training to be a senator, and it may not seem like it most of the time because I don't really have that confidence. Um, if I need to, the training does come forward, and I can do it.
It will come more naturally over time.
It's just that, yeah, I wasn't expecting to see dead people already. I guess that's what happens on adventures, but I hadn't actually seen anybody die before.
It is something that, in some ways, the worst that could happen is that you get used to it. I have seen too many sights like that in my past.
Okay, well, I guess I'm ready when you are.
All right. In Celestial, Davros, Conglomerate. The meat they are made out of is known. There is no mysteries, so we must go. You can never be too careful, Darcy.
I wouldn't think they would consider cannibalism so quickly and blatantly in front of others.
You would be surprised.
I do not
Not
see
anymore.
that.
The bar was already low, but somehow it is gone underground.
Mm.
It is not cannibalism.
Was there ever a bar?
There was. It was limbo, very low.
And it is
All
not
right.
cannibalism.
Go ahead, Judge.
And it is not cannibalism if the people being eaten aren't human.
It is cannibalism to the normals.
Yeah, that is true.
It would look like it, that is true. Alright, well, go ahead and step along and... Oh, what do you know? This is looking like our area already.
Okay, so you've moved 3 hexes so far. You can move up to 3 more unless you're going to leave the road, in which case then it'll get a little slower.
If we are to start investigating, perhaps following the edge of the mountains might not be such a bad idea. Any thoughts?
Who's in front?
It's a good question. Who is in front?
Tavros, the leader of the party, of course.
Well, I guess it would be me because I was
It'll be
intent
me,
on looking
the
for
leader.
this based on the
The leader of the party that has the instructions on where to go,
Okay.
how we get there.
Yeah,
Clearly,
can
I think
you read?
I can read my own writing, I think.
Can you?
Yeah, I
You
definitely
know
can.
how to write.
Okay.
Yeah, I know how to write.
So Tavros is in the front, but I'm
Yeah.
going that same direction, and I just happen to have my back facing him as I'm traveling the same
He's
direction.
walking backwards. Yeah, he's walking backwards. Yeah.
All right, so moving off-road will be rough terrain. So basically, you guys have 9 hexes left in the turn. So if you want to, actually move it ahead an hour. So if you want to move off-road, basically you can do 4 hexes off-road. Or you can do 1 more hex on-road and do 4 hexes off-road.
Well, I do see that it is getting dark. I do not like this. There are only 2 of us who really function well at night, and Conglomerate seems to be having trouble noticing things in front of his face at the moment. Perhaps I should go on this scouting expedition while the rest of you travel to the watchtower. I would prefer that you spend the night in safety rather than out here on the road.
As the leader of the group, I think this is a fine decision. I concur.
Agreed.
Judge just kind of lifts up his left arm a little bit and looks at Gavel and says, now you be a good bird, and you're going to do as the fortunate son asks. And I shall see you soon. And Gavel flaps off of Judge's shoulder and onto Psychonaut's shoulder.
You're a little quiet, so I doubt most people heard you.
I didn't hear that.
As Al's on my shoulder, although he's probably gonna have to wait a moment while I take off my armor. So I'll go ahead and start unequipping myself.
Okay. So yeah, you guys kind of probably go off the road slightly, and then yeah, you start unequipping yourself. Who do you give your armor to?
I guess probably Tavros.
Yes, I shall take it as the leader of the group and the strongest.
Okay.
Yes, we have to establish your considerable strength.
Multiple times.
Indeed, and I'm sure that it will continue to be demonstrated. Anytime my arm needs some exercise and utility.
Okay. So yeah, 10 minutes passes or so. You got all your armor off. So what's next?
Okay, so are we in agreement that the rest of you will proceed to the watchtower?
Yeah.
Very well. In that case, I will separate from the road at this point.
Okay, so let me figure out. Okay, that's there already. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is
How about... Oops. Oh, maybe that's not the best way to do that.
I'm going to go ahead and paste that, and yeah, I don't know why it looks like that, but yeah, I think you can go ahead and you can use the script to change it or something.
Not this one.
Why are there two judges? What's going on? Oh, I see. There we go.
All right, so currently you're on the same hex, but I just moved you separately so we can. Oops. Come on.
I'll do this. I'll just move over here because that's where my first move's going to be.
Okay, so what we'll do then is since you're separating, you'll be able to move 4 hexes, Cyclonin, and the rest of the group will be able to move 9. So what I'm gonna probably do is start with the main body of the group, since yeah, and then we'll do yours after that, Cyclonin. All right, so Cyclonin kind of heads off toward the mountains. So what is the rest of the group gonna do?
Go into the tower, I thought.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and move 6, I think. You have 9 total, but go ahead and move 6 first. And then that'll be 2 more hours, yeah. Is it not working? Oh, there it goes.
How many was it again?
So as you're moving, you notice that the clouds continue to get darker, and you notice that the wind starts picking up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about here, I went ahead and moved you since you're going along the road. About there, you're heading toward the tower, and the wind really starts to pick up. Visibility it becomes much lower. The rain starts pounding. You hear lightning in the distance, and suddenly up ahead, you can see a lightning strike, and the wind blows really hard, and several trees actually fall over, and you can see that there's some sort of wagon that's been slowly going along the road ahead of you, and the trees land on top of the wagon. So I'm going to go ahead and take you to the map. Now, Cyclonin, you are on the map, so you can see, or at least you should be, but obviously you're not here. And as you guys are going down the road, you can see the wagon up ahead, and a woman seems to be limping down the road towards you. So what do you do?
Judge will go running up close to the woman. Are you okay?
You approach, and she says, "Help! Can you help? It's hard to hear talk over the storm, but the trees fell on our wagon, and there's a couple of people trapped underneath. Anybody, can you help?
Yeah. We can help.
This way. And she runs over to the wagon, and you can see that there's a person, a couple of people lying on the ground nearby. But then there are two people who are actually underneath the trees. They show up on top on the map, but in reality, they seem to be pinned under the trees.
Oh,
I'm
no.
skeptical.
Here's our judge. Help me lift this tree.
I'm gonna plant drugs on the cart.
Judge will come running over to help. Try and lever the tree off the cart.
Speak a little louder.
The judge will come over to help try and lever the tree off of the people.
Okay, is Judge and Tavros? Are you both working together, or is it
Yeah,
just Judge?
I can help.
I'm helping. I was the one who called him over. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Judge and Tavros, you're trying to move the tree. Go ahead and each of you give me a strength check, and we'll use the total.
Can I help as well?
It is a large tree, so yes, you can add your strength check to it.
Okay.
Wow. Wow. I rolled a 2.
Inspiration. My God.
I will take that inspiration. Is it a D6?
Nonsense. There you go.
Cool.
All right, so you
19.
all are working together to move this large tree trunk, and it starts to move a little, and then your strength gives out, and you're
Heave, man.
unable to move the tree.
Heave.
She says, "Oh,
Alright.
yeah. Is there anything else we can do?"
All right. How is the tree leaning against the cart?
So yeah, what it looks like is the tree slammed down on the cart, and then the cart kind of snapped and broke, and the person is actually underneath the tree, but the tree isn't really. It kind of snapped where the cart is. So it's kind of like this point backwards, the tree is on the ground, and then this part, the tree is actually on the cart itself.
So if the cart were to tip from this direction to this direction, it would push up on the tree branches that's leaning up against it.
Probably, yeah.
I have a crowbar. I could pry the tree with the crowbar.
Actually, I've got a better use for that crowbar over here, I think.
What's
If you use
that?
the crowbar to crack these two wheels off, then the cart will fall using gravity. The cart will tip that direction, pushing up on the other direction to get wiggle room for these three people.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so you're gonna attempt to break the wheels with the crowbar?
Yeah.
Yeah, you only have to pop them off. You don't have to actually shatter and smash them. Just pop them off the axle. So you've seen a car with only two wheels, how it tips to the side. Yeah.
Okay,
Tipping it
so
to that side.
go ahead and give me a strength check, but you have advantage because of the crowbar. And that would be Tavros.
Okay.
Okay, the DC was 15, which you just got. So you managed to break off the wheels, and the cart does tip, and you can see that the two people that were under the trees, there's now space. The trunks are no longer on top of them, and the woman kind of runs over and says, "They're unconscious. Can you help me get them out of here?"
Yeah, Judge was over here to help try and lift and pull.
Okay, so yeah, you
wow.
managed to pull them out. and kind of gather everybody together. And the woman says, "Thank you. Um, this is it's a freak storm. I wasn't expecting it to get so bad." And you can see the other four people here are just kind of laying unconscious. The woman is kind of like the only one who is still conscious and moving around. And she says, "We were just driving our cart toward the watchtower, as you can see, and the storm hit us. Um, I don't think the cart's usable anymore, so any ideas how we can get all these people to the watchtower? We can come
I
back
would
for
like
the
to do
stuff
medical
later."
on them.
Say
Can
that
I
again,
check
Darcy?
them out medically?
Okay. So what are you gonna do?
See, is their unconsciousness due to just bonked by a tree, or is it because of amount of damage upon them?
Okay, yeah, looking at them, it's pretty clear that being hit and pinned probably broke some bones, so it is probably due to shock.
I am going to say in Celestial to Judge to get the woman away so I can help her friends.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to the one conscious woman and kind of bring her over with me. Don't worry, we'll get all this. We'll get all this sorted. Why don't you come show me where? How did your horse get off of the wagon?
And she
Draw her
goes
up over
over
there.
and starts showing you where the horse broke its restraints. And she's like, the lightning really scared the beast, and somehow it broke its restraints and ran. And she points off into the jungle. Um, thinking about it, given the weather, the rain, and everything else, you suspect that horse is going to trip, fall, and probably break things.
Okay. And as I'm doing that, that's the distraction that I believe Darcy needs.
Okay, so Darcy, what are you doing?
Time to heal peoples.
Where?
Okay.
So there's four of them. So what are you gonna do with that?
Give them enough to get their butts off the ground. Which one looks the worst off?
Probably this woman back in the corner, back here.
That lady?
Yeah.
All right, she's getting her cure wounds.
Okay. So yeah, you cast your cure wounds, and you notice that it's actually, go ahead and give me a roll to see how much it cures, real quick, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so yeah, you notice that the magic seems to straighten the bones, and you can see the skin kind of moving over, and the wounds kind of knitting themselves, and she is still unconscious, but you can tell she's breathing a lot easier, and you can probably wake her up if you tried, but on her own, she'll
No, they're
probably be
gonna get
unconscious.
woken up after the fact.
Okay.
All right, who's second? Who's second worst?
Probably this guy over here.
Where's our designated human?
He's falling behind. He is here.
Okay, I just gotta make sure he's in sight because I don't need to be healing these and then something happen to our
I got confused. It was following me instead of the main group.
right. Say, hey, no, this way. Like a puppy.
Alrighty, so what are you doing with this person?
Another cure wounds.
Okay.
This thing would work. Do the thing.
Yep.
I had to click like 3 different times.
Once you got the little the thing up there, if you're just gonna heal again. Oh wait, no, but it doesn't take the spell point away. No, you're right. All right, so this one, it seems to repair the worst of the damage. He looks like he probably, you can still see a little bit of some wounds on him, but it's nothing life-threatening at this point.
And that's all that matters. Alright, next victim.
The
Just gonna
other
go
two
down the
are about
line.
the same.
Yep. Alright, how many more of this do I have? Here we go again.
All right, yeah. So this person seems to be completely healed, still unconscious but healed.
Who else? This one and this one?
This one here. This one is Tavros, and he's fine.
Okay. There's so many copies.
Oh yeah, you got a point. Yeah, this is my any NPC kind of thing. So sorry about that, Tavros.
It's all right.
Oh no, it's been infested by doppelgangers.
It's someone who looks similar, but not exactly the same.
Not quite as tall and strong, you know.
There you
All
go.
right, and this person is definitely healed. And she actually wakes up, and she kind of looks up, kind of bleary-eyed, and she's like, but still laying on the ground. And she's like, "Where am I?" And she kind of shields her eyes from the rain that seems to be hitting her, and you can tell everybody's soaked all the way through. Where am I?
You had an accident. Your friend is over there. Your cart was struck by a tree.
Oh, wait, now I remember there was some lightning and some loud cracking, and the trees fell, and then I went blank. She kind of stands up and looks at her friends laying there. Oh, they look surprisingly well, considering what happened to us, and then she looks at the cart.
Clearly, they're all hypochondriacs.
Glace, what's going on? She's like, and she notices, excuse me, and she comes over. Wait, you look so. What happened? And she's like, I don't know. I just got up, and this lady was helping me somehow. But wait, I swear his bones are broke. What is going on? Is it a miracle by the gods? What do you guys do?
Miracle or
Judge will
not,
come up.
your friends are better now, and it's probably best you all get out of the rain before you catch a cold.
Yeah. And oftentimes, wood snapping does sound like bones breaking. I think it is very lucky your bones didn't break, but what you heard was probably just the wood crashing onto the cart. Luckily, you were not hurt further.
Go ahead and give me a deception check.
Oh, crap. Damn it. All right, hold on. Trying to convince him, give Darcy help here.
You have
See,
to
that's
speak
why we
louder if
don't
you're
mention
talking.
it at all. We just go along with it. We don't try to lie. We just don't address it.
Yeah, damn it. Okay.
They could have had a magical moment. Let them believe what they want.
I was trying to downplay the magic so they don't freak.
They
Well,
should
that
be
happens.
happy. Their leg isn't snapped in twain.
The woman looks at you, and she kind of looks at you strange, almost like she doesn't know what to believe. But she's like, "No, that's." She puts her hand to her head. Okay, we just need to get ready to the tower. We can talk about this later. I don't know what's going on. Clearly, she she is definitely more upset now than she was a few moments ago.
I'm gonna shut up.
So 2 of them are awake, 3 of them are still unconscious. So what do you guys do?
You said there was one that I could probably wake up.
You can probably wake up all 3 of them at this point.
Yeah, time to wake them up.
Okay, so yeah, you go and you shake them all awake, and they all kind of get up and look around. Most of them will look dumbstruck at the cart and the trees, and the man kind of looks over and says, "Do I have you to thank for helping us?"
Looking at me?
Yeah.
Yes, I am a healer of sorts. I helped tend to your wounds.
As ashamed as as I feel, I am the one and only guard for these merchants. I must thank you for coming to our aid. If you get us to the watchtower, I have some money. I can make sure that you're compensated for your efforts.
Oh, that sounds quite fortunate. We're all going the same way. But perhaps we should go ahead and get ourselves out of the rain.
Yes, it is. It is rather bad. Well, we should probably just push on, and I think we can all move. He looks around, looks at everybody. I am surprised that we are not in far worse shape. But, so, we should all be able to make it. We will leave the wagon here, no complaints, and we will come back tomorrow. And he seems, at this point in time, he seems to be addressing other people in the group, and they all kind of nod. And the woman you initially talked to kind of walks forward, and she's like, "There's something strange going on, but we are alive. We can deal with it later." And he looks at her, "Strange, how?" And she's like, never mind, I don't even know. We're ready to go when you are. We should go together if you don't mind." And then she looks at you, Darcy, and says, "Do you mind if we travel with you?"
Of course not.
All right, then. Everybody grab what you can of your personal effects from the wagon, but no more than you can comfortably carry. We need to leave within the next 5 minutes. And everybody else starts kind of going off to the wagon and trying to pull out, whatever stuff they had there. All right. So let me send you back to the map. All right. So you continue traveling. It takes another hour, but eventually you make it to the watchtower, and you can see that there are guards on, watching at the walls, of course. And you can tell that one of them is about to object to your late arrival. But then he seems to notice the rather large group and and some of the people still look injured, and he notices that as well. And he says, "All right, normally I would warn you to avoid coming in so late, but given the circumstances, I can see people are injured. I will have you escorted straight to the inn, and there we will worry about your arrangements. Come this way," and he takes you inside. And inside, you notice that there's barracks. You notice there's a temple. Its layout's very similar to the other watchtowers. But one thing you notice differently is that there's a second gate. Actually, there's two other gates, but one of the gates seems to have a large kind of gated off section right nearby, and you notice multiple carts in that area. And as you're passing by, you notice a sign that says Oracle of Cantonese, and as the guard's taking you, he says, on most days there are pilgrimages that you can join that will travel to the Oracle of Keranos. Not everyone can see the Oracle, as you, I'm sure, are well aware, but we find people feel safer if they can travel as a group. There's usually a guard or two that will go along just to, fend off any wild animals. So if you're interested, if you ever feel the need to visit the Oracle, they leave at 8 o'clock in the morning. But regardless, we should get you to the inn. And so he gets everybody to the inn. And everybody kind of gets out of the wet and the cold. The innkeeper comes over and gets everybody tables and has everybody sit down, bring out some towels and cloths to kind of dry everybody off, and you can tell that shortly thereafter a medical medical practitioner comes in and starts looking at the injured. And so as all that is going on, I'm going to back up 2 hours, and we'll see what Cyclonin is up to. Alright, Cyclonin. As you can tell, the clouds are rolling in, and it's getting a bit windy and a little dark. So, what are you going to do?
I hope the rest of the group does not have any problems with the weather.
I'm going to go ahead and keep traveling this direction, just kind of following the base of the mountains.
Okay, so as you're traveling, you come across an area where you can see a little bit of smoke, a little bit in the distance, and based on the smoke, it looks like it might have been a campfire or a bonfire, but one that has essentially been out for a while. You're just seeing a little bit of the residual. There might or might not be people there, but I'm going to take you to the map. And that is this one. And for some reason, you were way zoomed out. Anyway, as you approach, you can see that the smoke is coming from this direction, and you can also see that there are several goatlings that seem to be walking around. You can also tell that there is some rustling in the plant life nearby, but you can't really tell what's causing it. So you've been stealthy so far, so go ahead and give me a stealth check to see how stealthy you still are. And likewise, everybody else, you're not on the map, but your character tokens are here, so you should be able to see what's going on. Alright, so yeah, you're sneaking around. The goatlings don't seem to have noticed you yet, so what do you do?
The rustling I heard more or less here and here only.
So here, and here, and here, and I think here as well. Okay, so yeah, you managed to sneak through the brush, and so far the goatlings don't seem to have noticed you at all yet. And at these plants, you don't notice any rustling or anything weird. They're just normal plants, as far as you can tell. All right. So what do you do? All right. Maybe I can give him more medicine. All right. I'll be right back.
Hey, Dave, I think you might be muted.
Yeah, we couldn't
And
hear
yeah,
you if
you
you
were
were
right.
talking.
Oh. Yep. So decided to throw out my echo, and I guess I'm gonna go ahead and figure out what I can do to scout there.
Want some water? Are you thirsty? You thirsty?
Oh, is this puppy care?
Yeah,
Yep. Jumbo being a schnoz.
old puppy.
Yep. Three-eyed dog. At least until his forehead scar heals up.
That's true.
But yeah, he managed to skewer himself in the forehead bad enough that the stitched up injury sometimes looks like a third eye when his eyes are closed.
He has become aware of all
Jumbo.
things.
Yeah, he somehow stabbed himself in the head. I don't know how that works, but
Yeah, I think it might have been the lemon tree, but I'm not sure. It's the only
Oh.
thing that makes sense to me.
All right, Cyclonin, you've managed to sneak around. You've generated your echo. Just to be clear, your echo doesn't have any semantic or sorry, any verbal components.
As far as I know, it's just an
It's,
action to dump it out, or a bonus action rather.
Okay,
yeah, it's not a spell. It's just a feature.
fair enough. All right, so the echo comes out. So what is the echo doing?
So what I'm thinking is, looking here, it looks like there might be a kind of a lower spot behind the plant. I'm thinking about parking the echo there and then switching places with it. What I'm hoping for is that without having to try to climb, that'll give me a spot where I'm kind of concealed and can try and get a peek.
I see. Okay, fair enough. So, yep, go ahead and swap places. Or is that not working? Oh, there it goes.
There we go.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that puts you at a higher vantage point. And now that you're at a higher vantage point, you have a much better view. You see that there are several goatlings, there's some mystics, and the remains of a campfire, a doused or basically a covered campfire, which is where the smoke is coming from. And around the campfire, you can see several items. You can see firewood. You can see something that might be some sort of clothing. It's hard to tell from this distance. A discarded sack and a lamp.
All right. The items look particularly valuable or anything?
Not particularly. Although with the sack, you can tell that there's probably something in the sack, but you obviously can't see what it is from there.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and maneuver my echo around.
Let me move your echo to 10 feet as well. There you go.
All right. Okay, so what I think I'm going to try and do then is
Well, while you're figuring out what to do, one of the things you notice is that two of the goatlings seem to be talking together, and you hear one of them talking about well, when can we search the campsite? And the other one's like, when we're sure they're gone. Who's gone? You know, you idiot. Slaps him on the side of the head. Them. The ones we don't want to fight? Oh, yeah. That might be bad. Okay, so how long are we going to wait? And then the other one groans. And they keep going back and forth. So what do you do?
All right. I notice there's another elevated area here.
Yep, that one's another 10 feet up.
All right. So what I'm gonna do then is the echo where it is. I'm gonna go ahead and swap places again. And my plan at this point,
So that would be back on the ground.
yeah. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and move this echo up here, and then I'm gonna try and switch places with it.
Okay. All right, let me go ahead and there. So yep, you're at a higher elevated area. You can see kind of a plateau there. You can see there's multiple plants and everything, and you can kind of see the jungle on the other side.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead then and move the echo over. Oh, I'll scoot around these plants. I'm gonna move the echo there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and swap places with it again, just to get down to that level.
Okay. And as you start getting closer, you notice that the mystics keep looking around, and every once in a while they'll kind of look in your general direction. They haven't spotted you, but they're just kind of keeping an eye out. So go ahead and give me a stealth check with hiding. I mean, it's just a normal stealth check, but you know, it's based specifically regarding hiding. Okay, yeah, so they're looking around. You're kind of crouched behind the plants, you know, using the plants to kind of keep you hidden, and they don't notice you.
Okay.
Though you do notice that one of the goatlings, you can tell he keeps sniffing the air as if he smells something odd.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be right back.
Well, I got an idea if this all goes wrong, but
Okay,
At
so
least you know what you're going to do.
anyway, so they haven't noticed you yet, but one is sniffing the air. So what are you going to do?
all right. Let's see. Okay. So I'll go ahead and bring down the echo a little closer, and then I'm going to go ahead and see about moving, kind of trying to keep out of line of sight of these, or well, two to the east. I'm going to try and get close enough to the campsite to see what's here.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make a perception check for the guy who's doing the sniffing. Let's see.
It's a good thing I had a high roll.
All right, so he's still kind of sniffing around, although he doesn't seem to notice you as of yet. So you've reached the campsite, so what are you going to do?
All right. So first I'm just taking a quick glance of what the items are.
All right, so you can see over here that there's a pair of leather gloves. There is some sort of torn leather top or shirt, perhaps. You can see a sack. a small sack that's kind of tied off at the end. You can tell from this point of view, from this close, that there's something in the sack, although it it looks like it's probably whatever's in there is probably kind of flexible and whatnot. And then you can see the coals of the fire still smoking, although put out, and then some firewood set off to the side.
Okay, so gloves, torn leather shirt, sack with something. There was another item, wasn't there?
So there's the gloves, the leather shirt, there's the sack, and firewood.
Oh, okay, so I did catch everything. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, fortunately they're all fairly soft, quiet items. I'm gonna go ahead and prioritize the sack. Then I'll go ahead and are these the gloves?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, I'll go ahead and grab the sack, then the shirt, then the gloves.
Okay. So yeah, as you grab the shirt, like I said, it's torn and seems of little use. The gloves are standard gloves, and the sack. As you grab it, you can tell now that it contains some sort of damaged scroll, which is now on the ground. You should be able to click on it and take it.
Okay. I'm certainly not going to split that 5 ways. Okay. Okay, the pile's empty. Good. All right, so I've got that.
Oh, did you actually grab it? I'm surprised it didn't disappear.
Yeah, it says the pile's empty.
Okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, I will nuke it. All right, so you've grabbed the sack, which is also kind of torn and not very valuable, but you do find the scroll. If you look at the scroll description, you'll see what it says.
Actually, I might as well look at that right now, just in case. Torn. Oh, damage scroll. Sting. Okay. So at this point, what I'm going to do is, which one was the one that was kind of observant?
This is the one that's sniffing the air over here.
Okay. So, all right, yeah, I think I know what I'm gonna do then. So, I'm gonna go ahead and first of all move the echo down to here. I'm gonna sneak up behind this guy and fools! You thought you could raid our campsite? I'm gonna immediately start slashing into this guy.
All right, go ahead and roll for initiative.
Let's see.
There we go. Roll for NPCs. Begin combat. And so what I'll say is that you'll get your initial attack before we start the initiative order. So go for it.
All right, so first thing, I'm gonna go ahead and see, I've got extra text. So where is? Jeez, come on! It's gonna be the first time I've ever actually used this. There we go. Did that work? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack with my cat claws. 22.
That's it.
All right. Whopping 7 points.
All right.
I hate to interrupt terribly much, but I have a strange question.
Sure, go ahead.
Should we roll initiative for Gavel as well?
I wouldn't bother. I've got a plan.
No, he has the help action for those times you roll so wonderfully.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, go ahead and just roll it for yourself, and then we'll. Here, let me add you. But
I expect this combat encounter to be done by the time we get to the next Goatling.
that's fine. I'll let him roll. He wants. That's not a problem. There you go. So there's Gavels.
Okay.
It's for judges. All right, go ahead, Psychon, and continue.
Okay, so go ahead and attack again.
That is a
It
22.
hits.
That's a hit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same roll as before. Same damage roll as before.
Another 7. All right.
All right. And that's about all I'm going to do there with the attacks, because now I'm going to use my bonus action to swap places with my Echo, and I am booking off the map to the north.
Okay. So the other thing that happened while all that was going on is I did a morale check for these guys. Normally I would do them individually, but in this case I went ahead and treated them as a group, and they all failed after you went and made your proclamation and started attacking. These guys were like, oh crap, we're out of here. And as you run off the map one way, they run off the map the other way.
I wish they would take the rest of us that seriously.
Alrighty, so you have 2 more hexes to go.
All right, let me just go ahead and look at that damage scroll again. All right. Okay, I guess I'm gonna at least try to figure out a little bit more about this location. So again, I'm gonna go move this way. Whoops. I want to move that group. Move this way again, kind of hugging the edge of the mountains. Yep. All right, and then I guess to here.
All right, so you move, and actually I am going to do something real quick. So I'll just go ahead and put that there, and we'll go ahead and make that visible. Limited. So as you're hugging the mountains, and eventually, if you have the map icons on, you'll see it. If you don't, you won't. But anyway, you actually see you actually see caves, and you see one that has you see multiple smaller caves, the kind that you can kind of see the end. They don't go very far, but there's one cave with a much larger entrance that seems to go deeper into the mountain. So are you entering the cave, or are you going to do something else?
First, I'm going to look and see if I spot any markings anywhere.
All right, so you look around, and you can definitely tell that there's evidence of there's like debris and trash and stuff around. So you can definitely tell people have been here. However, you don't see any other markings from the outside.
All right, and it's the only cave that doesn't have like an immediately.
Yeah, it's the only cave of significance.
All right. In that case, I'll go ahead and take a look inside.
All right, let me send you to the map. All right, so you enter the caves, and so yeah, as you enter, you notice that the entrance, the entrance is fairly large, but you notice that from here it widens out, and you notice that there's a steep slope that it's going downward, and you can see spirals, rocks, stalactites jutting out of the ground. You can tell that the path is very treacherous. And on top of you, you can see this fairly flat-looking rocky ceiling that goes out about 100 feet. And the distance from the top of that ceiling to the ground at the bottom of the slope, you estimate it's about 50 feet. And then from there, it sharply slopes downward until you can see where the ceiling and the ground become much closer together toward the bottom, 100 feet away. All right, so what I'm probably going to do is make everybody else stay at the top, because this will be a surprise for you if you guys ever come here. Cyclonin, you're the only one here, so what are you going to do?
All right, well, I bring out my Echo, and I'm going to start cautiously looking around. So I should have put my Echo in a little bit of a different spot where I can see it. But all right, and I'm going to be keeping an eye out for any sort of markings.
All right, you cautiously start moving down the slope. The slope itself is about 30 degrees, and it's a very rocky area. It's very the ground is uneven. So what I'm going to have you do is give me a dex check. Acrobatics will work with advantage because of your cautious movement.
Go ahead and just use acrobatics, same as everything. So. Wow, that's a wide spread there.
You managed to keep your balance. Had you been moving normally, you still would have been fine. No, you got the one first. So had you been moving at normal speed, you would have fallen on your face and probably rolled down a good chunk of the hill while bumping into rocks. But fortunately, due to your caution, you managed to continue making your way down. And as you look up at the ceiling, you can see these kind of flying creatures flying around. They look somewhat like bats, but have too many limbs. They've kind of flutter down, and then as they get close, they kind of suddenly jolt a different direction. But they seem to be flying around and being somewhat interested in you. So what do you do?
As I go down, I'm going to go ahead and try and kind of aim to where, if I lose my footing, I can at least kind of collide with these rocks and prevent from tumbling too far down.
Fair enough. You continue to make your way down. Your foot slips a little, but you manage to keep your balance. And as you get further down, you can see the distance between you and the ceiling is getting larger. But the ceiling suddenly slopes down around here, at which point in time it becomes a much narrower cave, maybe 6 feet from the floor to the ceiling. And off in the distance, you can see the remains of a campsite.
Alright. I should say, yep, there it is.
Alright. So yeah, you make your way down. You can see the campsite. You can see that there's a bed hole. There's some sort of lantern or lamp and various other debris. It's a little difficult to make out everything from there.
All right, before I approach the campsite, what I want to do is I'm going to come over here, and the idea is that, because it looks like there's a fair bit of loose rubble there.
Yes.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to find a rock that's big enough to hide the torn scroll and the sack. I'll put the scroll in the sack and then put the sack underneath one of the rocks, just trying to hide it.
Okay.
All right.
As you do so, another thing you notice is there's some sort of small pond or lake or some pool of water, and you can see inside in the distance a strange white fish, and it seems to be nibbling on something, although you can't tell what from that distance.
Alrighty. Do I sense any sort of power out of this area?
You do sense a place of power, perhaps this direction, but not close. Basically, pretty distant.
Alright. Okay.
Okay, you approach the campsite, and it's completely dark in here right now. The light from the entrance is fallen off quite a while ago. Everything is in this sort of grayscale, black and white, dim lighting. But you do notice a campfire that was put out, although this campfire isn't new, so it wasn't used recently, but it's been around probably for a while. You do notice some debris, a rotting apple, a bedroll, and some sort of broken pottery, and various other trash.
Is the bedroll the only thing? It looks like there's a lantern too.
Yeah,
maybe?
there's a lantern as well. There's basically be a lamp. Kind of like what you already
Okay.
have.
Alright. Keep that stuff in mind. Alright.
One thing that does catch your eye, though, is in the trash there does seem to be paper. Although as you get up close, you can you look, and there is a burnt-up scroll that you found. It looks like it once had writing, but it was charred and then tossed on the ground.
So nothing usable on it?
No. However, it looks like there was writing once. So if it could be restored, you could potentially use it. But as it is now, there's nothing there.
Okay, well, hold on to that for the moment. I'll check the bedroll just to make sure, and maybe move the lamp just to be sure.
Okay, yeah. Are you taking it, or are you just moving it around?
Just moving it. I want to inspect it. I'll leave it alone for now.
Okay, yeah. It's just the lamp is empty. There's no oil in it, and the bedroll is in fair shape, but it's otherwise fairly new.
Why did I forget to bring a drink with me?
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and I see what looks like a marking over here.
You do. As you approach the wall, you do see a marking, and it's the symbol S.
Alright, okay. And just to make sure, is this that's not a lever or anything, is it?
No, it's just a rock.
Okay.
Yeah, there's lots and lots of small rocks. You can tell from here the caves go off into the distance. It gets, out of your sight range. The cave goes.
All right.
If you decide to continue that way, I get a different map.
All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna backtrack to where the stuff is, and I'm gonna put that burnt scroll there in the bag and hide it. Then I'll come back to this.
Okay.
And then I think I will try going that direction.
All right. So let me switch maps real quick. All right. So you find yourself in the cave system. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and hold on. Why can't I select you? There. I'm going to go ahead and put you in combat. You're not actually in combat, but this is just so that we can track the turns. So you can move up to 6 units in a turn, and a turn takes 10 minutes.
All right. Do I see anything?
And you went this. Your basically went this way.
Oh, okay.
That's the direction you went. So you work your way down this large cavern, and you can see coming off of it various smaller branches, but you can tell pretty easily that they lead off to dead ends. And as you continue traveling, eventually you get to where the ceiling raises up, and you see these 15-foot tall cliffs where the ceiling suddenly gets really high, and you see the cliff. Do you wish to climb the cliff?
Sort of. I'm gonna go ahead and use my echo to leapfrog up as much as possible.
Okay, so what we'll go ahead and do is consider the cliffs as essentially rough terrain, because already the going is pretty slow, because you're climbing over rocks and everything else, and so if you're leapfrogging, that's just going to slow things down further. So you can move up to so for each unit you move up the cliffs, just basically count it as 2 units.
Okay. Well, let's have a look here. Up 1, 2, 3, up 4.
And so yeah, that puts you at, yeah, you're pretty much out of movement then for that turn. So 10 minutes passes, and you've climbed up the cliffs, and up ahead you can see where the nature of the tunnel changes. Up ahead you can see the tunnels become much smoother, and you can see kind of ridges along the floor and along the walls, but other than those ridges, it's extremely smooth. And one thing you're noticing as you're traveling, that you can sense the place of power this direction. You can probably see the arrow on your screen.
Yeah.
So you think this might lead there, although based on how faint it is, you estimate it might take you an hour or even hours to get there. So I'll go ahead and switch to the next turn. Do you wish to continue? 10 minutes has passed.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and move in.
All right, so you move into these large, circular, smooth tunnels with the ridges, and in the distance you can see this pile attached to one of the walls. You can see these large, white-looking objects, somewhat translucent-looking objects that seem to be adhering to the walls themselves, and you can see that they are wiggling a bit. You can see that the path diverges in 2 different directions. So what do you do?
Do I see any markings, letter markings like I saw with the at the beginning?
You do not.
I'm gonna try and skirt this way to avoid that pile.
All right, so you start making your way around it. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
And I'm gonna be keeping my echo 30 feet behind me at all times.
All right. All right, so you kind of sneak around the pile, and you can see it kind of wiggling as you in the distance as you pass by. And as you're going, one little part of the pile, one of the objects that make it up, you see it pop, and you see this strange giant insect creature kind of fly away from it. You'll notice that it has 4 wings, and its face seems to have several tentacles coming off of it, and it's got 6 long legs that kind of just hang as it flies, and it flies the other direction, to the north.
All right.
All right, go ahead and continue. Okay, you continue, and you notice the path branches off once again. You see another one of those another series of these large white objects from which one of the insects erupted. And now that you're got a better look, they look a lot like eggs or maybe larvae. And up ahead, the path continues. To the north, though, you get hints of some strange rippling blue lighting. Some sort of light source coming from somewhere in these strange ripples.
I'm gonna try and head that way. So I'm gonna move over here, and as I go this way, what I'm gonna try and do is before I get too close, I'm gonna move my Echo 30 feet ahead, swap places with it, then basically resummon it to try to skirt past a little.
Okay, go ahead and give me another stealth check, but with advantage because of the use of the echo. Okay, you managed to skirt past the white eggs or larvae. So what do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and keep moving.
All right, so the tunnels branch out further. Up ahead, you can see the light, but you can also see light coming from this direction as well.
I'm gonna go ahead and check over here first.
All right, so as you make your way up, it's hard to tell the distance because each unit is about 200 feet. But you can see some sort of crystalline structure, and you can see several groups of the larvae on the ground next to it. And the larvae seem to be moving and rippling in time with the rippling blue light. Do you still have movement left?
No.
Okay. So another 10 minutes passes, and at this point in time, to the north, you can hear a sound of buzzing. It seems to be heading your direction, and here you can see that the larvae seem to be rippling and moving faster, and you can see some of them starting to crack open. So you should have all your movement back. So what are you going to do?
Not going that way. I'm gonna check this way. I think I'm probably almost done exploring.
All right, you continue. You can see more light to the north. You can see more light to the east. And you can hear a buzzing coming from a ways back behind you.
Okay, well, based on what I know about the light, I'm gonna just try and...
You can see another crystalline structure, and you can see more larvae, which seem to be moving in a more sedate fashion. Although as you get closer, you notice that it starts becoming less sedate. Go ahead and give me what would that be, a wisdom save. As you look at the rippling blue light, you notice that you find yourself feeling lethargic. Almost like you haven't slept in several days, and you're having trouble staying awake. What do you do?
I think it is time to leave. I'm gonna go ahead and start retracing my steps.
Okay, once you get to 6, go ahead and stop. Okay, another 10 minutes passes, and you can hear buzzing from this direction, and you can kind of you can almost feel the light, the rippling light from behind you, and you're having trouble staying on your feet. Go ahead and make a Constitution save.
Okay. Really?
So as you kind of stumble ahead, you find yourself kind of stumbling to the ground and then going to sleep. Everybody else, you are at the you are at the watchtower, and you notice that Cyclonin is dead.
Well,
Just out of curiosity, did Gavel disappear with him?
Your familiar. Let's see. Actually, go ahead and give me a wisdom save on your familiar. You can just roll a d20 and add whatever bonus it has.
Okay, hold on. Come on. I'm quickly looking up the familiar stats, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
well,
But at this point in time, back at the watchtower, the innkeeper they spend some time talking to you about about what's going on at the group, and everybody kind of talks, and it becomes clear that that you basically help them out, and help them get to the inn. So they basically tell you your night's lodgings and a meal are free for what you've done, and they kind of put you up in your private room, and bring the food to you as well. And so you're all in your private room. They've taken everybody else and put them elsewhere. And you look down at your kind of dry bread, your basic cheese, and some olives, which is what they gave you for a meal. And the innkeeper said that sorry to treat you with such so quickly and push you along, but we will talk in the morning. Unfortunately, with the bad weather, we have problems of our own, so please, on your way out, come talk to me again, and we can get you a proper breakfast. And it kind of shuffles you on into your room. All right, so that's a 22, right? Rage, or sorry, not rage. Judge. So
yeah, 21.
yeah, your bird did not succumb to the effects of the light. However, there were enough of those insect creatures around that your bird probably got eaten.
Okay.
So
I was gonna say if the fortunate son's body didn't just disappear right away, Gavel would have stayed with it until.
fair enough. So actually, can your familiar pop out without you knowing? Or actually, he died, so you could have told it to pop out then. So yeah, that's fine. We'll say it popped out of existence.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are in a single room with 2 beds. You were kind of shuffled along into your room, and just as you're getting your meal and kind of settling down, you guys notice that Cyclonin has died. So, what do you guys do? You guys discuss it?
rest in peace.
I knew it was a bad idea to go alone.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have some information for us.
Well,
I'll be back.
he can tell
No.
us what happens when he returns.
When you say popped out of existence, do you mean I'm able to summon him back from his
Yeah,
pocket
exactly.
dimension, or do I have to? Oh, okay, so I don't have to
Yeah.
get the spell components. Okay.
On the plus side, Tavris's encumbrance is improved.
Yep, that's true because his armor disappeared when he did.
Oh, yeah.
I go ahead and summon back Gavel. I don't suppose you know much. Can you try and tell me what happened?
So,
Was it
what
a bunch of guns?
can your familiar speak?
He can communicate telepathically with me, and I can ask him simple questions. Nothing specific, nothing detail oriented.
Okay, so if you question him, you'll get the sense that Cyclonin visited. He was in the forest, and he ran away. He attacked and then ran away from some creatures. He went into some caves, and eventually got eaten by giant insects
Okay,
after
but not-
collapsing. And he doesn't know why he collapsed.
Okay, just yeah. So he went into a cave and collapsed and was eaten by bugs. He was not. There were not godlings around or other people like us. Or
There's no indication that the bird gives you no indication that there was other people like you around.
okay, I'll go ahead and share that. Gavel says that it was not the godlings that killed the fortunate son, but apparently he went into a cave and fell asleep and got eaten by bugs. We are not unfamiliar with possible circumstances, but it would seem they are more common than I would first think.
So, Cyclonin, one thing you do realize, you probably noticed it viewing the map, is that one main chamber you're in. It looks like there were 2 other exits as well. So there were basically 3 different ways to go. You picked one, and that's where you wind up going. All right, go ahead.
Anybody else? Judge shares that information.
Yeah, I mean everybody's there with you, so you tell everybody. So
Is everybody
Darcy,
on mute?
Yeah, I heard.
So Darcy, how is she feeling now that she kind of basically got shoved into a room and some plate shoved at her and told to just stay there until the morning?
Well, that was rude. What is going on? Just because it's rainy outside? I don't think so.
Demand to speak to your manager.
She's not a Karen.
Yep.
She's a diva, not a Karen. There's a difference.
Huge difference.
Well, obviously something strange is going on. Did anybody hear anything getting shouted or whispered whilst we were being rushed in?
Perhaps it is because of the charred bodies they found. I don't know. I don't like being told what to do. And she basically is kind of like gonna go towards the door and kind of listen for a minute to see if she can hear anything immediately, and if not, she will try to leave.
Yeah, she listens at the door. She doesn't really hear anything. She hears some, sounds like some heated discussion from downstairs, but nothing immediately on the other side of the door. And you try to open it, and it opens. It's not locked or anything.
All right, good. I'm gonna open the door and snoop in on the heated discussion downstairs.
Okay, yeah, so you find yourself, you find your way down the hall toward the stairs, and downstairs you see several guards that are sitting there. They seem to be talking to the woman that was part of the group that you guys had saved, and yeah, the guards seem to be asking her what happened, and then she seems to be talking about some weird stuff that happened. You know, the people, she knows they were badly hurt, but somehow they're not. And then the guard that was with her, he keeps saying that it doesn't matter. They're safe. We're here. Why do you keep bringing this up? And then the guards keep asking her questions about it. So what do you do? They don't know you're snooping, by the way. You just kind of went down the stairs a little bit, and they're all busy talking to each other, and nobody's noticed you yet.
As it should be. Was it just the innkeeper that shoot us up there?
Yeah, it was just
And
the
not the guard?
innkeeper. He seemed to be in a hurry to get you guys into a room and to get most of the people who were, as part, that were most of the merchants in a room. It's just the one woman, the guard, and the watchtower guards.
Okay.
I should probably,
it-
Glosse. Yeah, she's the one that's there. She's the one who ran out and talked to you guys and all that. You notice the rest of the inn is empty.
Are my companions just gonna stay in that room after I walked out, or what?
That's a good question. What's everybody
I'm-
else doing? Go ahead.
Judge is following behind Darcy, but at a safe enough distance to give her space.
Okay, so he's behind Darcy. As far as Gizzard, Tavros, what are you two doing?
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to mess with that. I don't know what you guys are doing. Good
You
luck.
have your plate of food and you have your place to sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat and go to bed. I don't want none of this.
I'll join you.
Yeah.
In fact,
Alright,
maybe we can share a drink or two.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right, so it sounds like Tavros and Gizzard are staying in their room. Judge, you're with Darcy, listening in on the guards. So, do you guys just stay and listen, or are you going to do anything else?
She's gonna stay and listen a while to see if it goes anywhere.
It seems to be
Um,
going in circles. It seems to mostly be the guards and the merchant guard trying to calm down the woman and just make her give up on whatever it is she thinks she saw. And she's insistent that something weird's going on, and now that everybody's safe, she's going to get to the bottom of it.
Well, she can have good luck with that. Yeah, seeing as the guards are basically like, who cares? Let it die. Darcy's like, alright, that's fine. As long as we aren't going to get in trouble for helping someone because someone's weirded out.
Well, if push comes to shove, I do have a suggestion.
What is that?
Suggestion.
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, I just put up this description. It's a magic spell for 8 hours. I can make her think or do whatever. So, if
Well,
she is
the gods
having a
don't seem
problem
to take her
sleeping-
very seriously. And
Yeah.
she is, you know,
But if she
one
is overly
person.
snooping- Yeah. If she is overly snooping, then perhaps alone I can convince her to tell everybody that she was mistaken. And even if it lasts only for 8 hours, then there'll be absolutely nobody to believe her.
if we need to. I feel like she will eventually run into dead end.
Okay. As long as she is not constantly hounding us, I suppose it would be okay. I don't suppose it was her. She alone did not raise the alarm to cause this mannerism towards us. I mean, is there something else going on in the city to cause such a problem to have us all just crammed into the room very, very unceremoniously?
Well, that is the nature of the dead guards.
Okay.
The
Is it
one
still
down the
storming
road.
Is it still storming outside? Is it going to be keeping that up?
It's definitely storming outside. And the other thing you realize is that Cyclonin will be back at about 8:30 at night tomorrow night.
Okay.
Hmm.
So
Oh yeah, might as well check in. What's our human doing?
he was put into the same room as you guys since you guys were all traveling together, and he stayed in there. He basically eating, the food that he got, and
He's playing
that's
cards with
basically it.
peppers.
He's not aware of anything weird going on with Cyclonin, and as far as being pushed in the room, he's just kind of looking to you guys to see what to do.
Is there anything unnatural about the storm? Do I get any sort of gut feeling that this is what's upsetting people because?
Actually, you can give me an Arcana check.
I am not half bad at that. I could be inspired to do better.
If you really want.
Yes, please.
There you go. Oh yeah, you needed that one.
Alright,
20 total.
so it did seem like the onset was pretty sudden, and it did seem pretty fierce. So the winds were high, fast enough to knock down trees, lightning, that kind of thing. That said, you haven't seen anything obviously magical or arcane about it, so you're not sure.
Okay. Well, I'm not 100% sure about the storm. It's not obviously artificial, but rather sudden and unexpected. As long as those guards don't bother us, I suppose the mistreatment can be chalked up to being surprised late at night. And hopefully we will have
I
no
suppose
answers.
so. Well, we might as well go to sleep. Nothing else to do now, except wait for Cyclonin to come back.
Hopefully the Fortunate Son does have some better information for us. Yes, let's do that. Since
All
we
right.
I would
only got,
hope so.
since we just kind of unceremoniously got thrown into in one room and basically just given a little bit of rations or whatever to eat, Judge is going to pull out his pot and use the lid of his pot flipped upside down like a platter and make some slices of sausage and some slices of cheese off the cheese wheel and have a kind of a charcuterie board setting out.
Nice.
All right, so is everybody then just gonna sleep the night?
Yep, eat and sleep.
All right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take a mug of the Fortunate Son's wine. As long as he's not here, I'm sure he won't mind.
Hey, he can't do nothing about it. You know what? Yeah. Drink some of his wine. He doesn't need it all.
All right, Cyclonin, I'll mark off a drink of your wine.
Is it just one drink, or is anybody else doing anything with it?
I'll have one too.
Yeah, you know, we all get a drink. We should. We deserve it. We did a good thing. We helped
Alright.
people.
So it sounds
And
like
the
4
charcuterie-
drinks.
the
Make that
charcuterie
5
board
because
is for
Sebastian will join.
Exactly. You're just gonna come back with all your booze gone.
All right, it's been marked
This-
down.
All
The
right.
charcuterie board is for sharing, if anybody else.
So the hours pass. You guys sleep. The sleep is somewhat fitful with the storm raging outside, but somewhere in the early morning, the storm abates, and you wake up to find the skies clear and the sun shining bright. You're still in your room, however. So what do you do? Hold on one moment.
So we are at the guard tower, like what, halfway between here and the Oracle? You probably want to
I
wait around
think
for
something like that, because there's a notice that says, "Hey, there's like a group to go to the Oracle that goes out at a certain time in the morning. If you want to go, it's safety."
Okay. Do we want to wait here for the Fortunate Son, or do we want to try and press on? Oh, no, actually, we should wait here, see what he has to say. We might be needing to double back.
Well, I do know we were gonna go to the Oracle, so he's gonna pop up wherever we are. So if we do press on, he'll just pop up from behind a bush or something at the Oracle.
Yeah, but that's exactly the thing. We want to make sure not to do it in public. So, round about 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, or this evening, yeah, round about 8 o'clock this evening, we'll just have to remember to try and disappear off by ourselves if we don't have a hotel room, because he will show up where the majority of us are.
All right, you guys are in your room. You've kind of been discussing what to do. I'm assuming it's Celestial, but as you're discussing, Sebastian kind of looks around, and he says, "Aren't we missing somebody?"
He will come back later tomorrow. He went ahead to scout.
Yes,
Yeah, I
remember,
guess
he
so.
left yesterday.
Okay. Are we going to the Oracle today?
I believe we are. Anybody else have any thoughts on it?
As far as I know, we are.
Yep, we were. We were gonna go to the Oracle. Like, it's on the way, so. And
just have to
she
remember-
has the library, and also, if she does meet with us, we can ask her questions.
And we just have to remember at around 8 o'clock tomorrow to go do our thing. Yes.
All right. So I'm assuming you gather your belongings and make your way downstairs. And you notice that as you go down there, you can see that there are multiple patrons already down in the common room. They seem to be eating some sort of breakfast. And the innkeeper, who kind of rushed you upstairs last night, walks up and he says, "The name's Androbulus. I apologize last night, but I only did as the guards bid me to do. The night stay and the sparse meal is free. The guards, the watchtower will be paying for it because they were more concerned about the travelers and to learn about what happened to them. We have also received news that their cart is still there, but we plan on sending some people south to gather it. There's a patrol that is actually late. They were supposed to arrive last night as well, so hopefully we'll be able to figure out where they are. So how did you sleep?
Well, we slept well enough. Thank you for the accommodations, but well, Darcy, you got a bit of a closer look. Perhaps you should tell them about their patrol.
So that last part again?
They're talking about the patrol that went missing.
Yeah. I said, Darcy, perhaps you should tell them about the patrol. You had a closer look.
Yes. Wasn't it just 3 guys?
Is that
Yeah. It was Three. Three guys and a little shrine off the side of the road. All of it looks like I got all taken out.
Yeah, I was just making sure the right amount of number of people.
You say there was 3 people in a shrine?
No, I was asking if it was. I was making sure it was just 3 people.
Oh, okay.
Like I was clarifying before I said anything in character.
Okay, fair enough. So what do you say?
This patrol of yours, was it consisting of 3 people?
Yes. How do you know that?
Unfortunately, there was 3 badly burned bodies, think to be guards, that were found near a ruined shrine. They were cut down and badly burned.
Burned? So someone cut them down and set them on fire?
Something like that.
Why? Who
The
would do
shrine was
such a
also
thing?
destroyed. We don't know. There have been strange things happening on the road these days.
Indeed.
Bandits, perhaps?
Perhaps. There have been some trouble with the bandits lately. Well, we do need to send some guards down that direction anyway. Thank you for informing me.
Oh, there is the people that we sent to the south. Is that important?
Oh, there were others. Okay, well...
Yeah, they were traveling south. They should be reporting the same thing we report to you now at the other watchtower.
I see.
We figured split the directions.
Well, they can probably get there faster then, but we will send some guards nonetheless, just to be sure. Another thing, he kind of rumbles behind his desk and pulls out a small sack. It isn't much, but I was told to give this to you by a merchant guard. He says that you, especially you, Madame, that you helped out and saved them from the disaster, or at least were able to stabilize them. So he hands it to you. It's only 20 Mithna, but it is yours. It is the reward.
Thank you.
And what I cannot give you free room and board again, but I will offer you a free meal for your actions. The guards seem to be quite happy because apparently those merchants, well, let's just say they know other merchants and other powerful people, and them coming back alive is important to a lot of people. So enjoy your meager heroes feast.
Yep.
Thank you.
What does it consist of? Is it
Hey, that's
just
a pretty high level
usual-
spell.
So he basically takes you to some tables, and they bring out a quote-unquote feast. It's basically a couple of pieces of chicken, some cheese, bread, lettuce, and grapes, along with some wine. It's not bad, but it's certainly no feast.
Hey, it's free and it's edible.
Yep. So yeah, as you sit there and start eating, you notice that there's a group gathered, and based on the conversation they seem to be having, they seem to be the group that is planning on heading to the Oracle. From what you can hear, it seems like there are pilgrimages that they set up with 1 or 2 guards to go along once a day on most days, and today's one of those days. So it sounds like the pilgrimage will leave at 8. But apparently, from what you can hear, there's only 1 guard because there aren't enough to spare for more.
Perhaps we can go as increased escort, or do you think
Yes,
it would
we
be
are
better
going
to
that
go
way
under?
anyway.
Do you think it would be better to go under the guise of just a visitors?
I think numbers is always good, especially when we try to blend in.
Okay. So should we blend in as just more tourists, or actually offer our services as protection?
Can
Well-
we be stars? We might be carrying a little bit too much equipment.
I
for
mean,
that.
we're a little too mercenary looking for this
that's what I-
visitors.
Okay. In that case, yeah, we can offer our services as more defense.
Yes, you Tavros would look quite easily as the muscle for hire. Not so much myself.
I shall do my best to look intimidating.
I am over here if you need me. And she is gonna munch on her food.
All right, yeah, you
I'm
guys
just gonna walk over.
finish your meal, and some time passes. You got after you finish your meals and your drinks, you have about 10 minutes if you want to go and leave with the pilgrimage, or yeah. So what do you guys do?
I think
Hey,
you know, weren't they gonna pretend or be like, hey, we could come with you guys for money?
yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna, hey, Tavros. Hey,
Yeah.
Tavros.
Yeah.
Why don't you go over? You big, strong-looking guy. Yeah. Why
Yeah.
don't you go over to the guard and tell him you've got no problems helping him safely escort all these people to the oracle.
Yeah.
What do you say? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll go walk over to the guards.
Okay, so yeah, if you guys want to find the guard, you'd basically leave the inn and kind of head in the meeting area, which is you guys saw it the night before. That's easy enough, and you can kind of see people filtering in, and you can see the one guard standing there. And so you approach Tavros. What do you do?
Hey, me and my group here would like to accompany you on your trip to the Oracle. We could provide our assistance as your hired muscle to protect the people that are doing this little pilgrimage up there.
He at first he seems to start to kind of wave you away, and then he gets a good look at you, and he says, "Well, there's only one of me today. The others have been sent to deal with another issue."
Hmm.
Well then,
I assure you, we are well trained.
I see that you have the build at least.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't have much we can spend, but I can hire one of you on. It's free to come along the pilgrimage, so everybody else is welcome to come as well, of course. If you wish to help us with the guarding duties, I think I can pay you 2 mithna for each way.
Ah, yeah, sounds fantastic.
All right then. So the way it works is I'll pay you the 1 mithna now, and he gives you 1 mithna. And
Okay.
if we arrive alive, which I certainly hope we will, then I will pay you the other.
I thought you
And,
said two both ways.
So, as you're aware, I'm sure, it will take us a day to get there, and there are some lodgings at the base of the complex. There's a small little, you can almost call it a town. Anyway, everybody will rest there. It's free for pilgrimages, and the next day you'll come back, of course, but we'll deal with payment for the return based on how getting there goes. Does that sound like a deal?
Yeah, deal.
So, what's your name, sir?
Tavros.
Davros. Good to meet you. My name is Senius. I have been a guard here for six years. I have been on more of these pilgrimages than I can count. But unfortunately, there have been some incidences recently involving bandits, which is unfortunate. Usually we've been able to handle it, but usually there's usually two of us. So it'll be nice to have another one as well. Anyway, gather your friends. We leave at 8.
All right. I'll go back and tell everyone the news.
All right. Okay, so eventually they gather everybody up. Anybody doing anything before you leave?
I'm gonna go bury Dad.
All right.
Um,
All right.
I think we have everything.
Go ahead.
I just said I think we have everything we need, right?
All right. So as everybody gets together and starts leaving, you notice that there are a couple of carts, and you can tell that there's some basic food and water and maybe even some wine that's kind of packed in there, and it seems like they offer a midday meal as part of the trip. And once you arrive, you're told that you'll have some lodging. You can then attempt to see the oracle. You may or may not be accepted, but either way, the lodging is still free. You can still pray at the temples, and then you will have a midday meal on the way back as well, and you're on your own from there. So everybody kind of gets together. You set out, and you basically start traveling. It is a fairly warm day. There are no clouds in the sky, and up ahead, though, you notice some people blocking the road. So I'm going to take you to the map. As usual, everybody's on the map, including Sebastian, who's going along with you as well. But Cyclonen isn't here. And you see that there are several people dressed in the same kind of clothing and armor as as the guards, and they seem to be blocking the road. And one of them kind of moves forward, and Senius, the guard, kind of with you guys, he moves forward to meet them as well. Actually, I don't have we'll use that. So Senius moves forward, and he says, "All right, what is this? We are on our pilgrimage. It is the normal pilgrimage. There should be, is there a problem?" And the person on the other end says, "Yes, I'm afraid there is. We have, due to the costs involved, we are now, we've been sent here to charge a toll. Everyone in your group, yourself included, I'm afraid, must pay 1 mithna as toll." And the Senius kind of shakes his head. I don't know anything of this toll. Where this makes no sense. There's no toll. And he says, "No, look here, man." And he hands Senius a scroll, and Senius kind of looks at it. He seems skeptical, But as he looks at the scroll, he's kind of shaking his head. What are you guys doing, if anything?
I'm inciting because I don't believe any of that crap.
Okay, go for it.
I would like to take a look over the guard's shoulder to look at this scroll as well.
Okay.
Give myself inspiration because I don't trust my rolls.
You can go ahead
cool.
and give me a history check, Judge, to, you can compare it to stuff you saw in the library.
Okay.
Oh.
So, Darcy, you can't, you don't know exactly what, but clearly the guy speaking, he's confident and he seems to have a smooth demeanor. But as you look around, you notice that there are several guards, several of these guards up on the hills, and you can tell that they are holding some sort of crossbows or something like that, and they are fidgety. All right, Judge. The scroll, it looks fine, but however, even though you did spend hours at the library, you obviously didn't see all the legal documentation and everything. So it could just be that you haven't seen this particular document before, so you're not sure.
All right. In that case, is there a way I can start making questions?
Say that again.
Like,
Asking
in that
questions.
case, is there a way that I can start making questions? Is like, are you sure this is a legal document?
Yeah. So you're gonna. Yeah. So, the guard kind of looks over and says, "Senius, you are the guard here. Don't listen to the rabble. You can clearly see it is a legal document." And Senius keeps looking at the document, and I'm going to go ahead and make a roll for him as well.
Okay. Sorry, I dropped the call there. What happened?
So Senius starts shaking his head, and you can see him pointing at a line in the document, and then suddenly he just throws the scroll at the ground, and he says, "This is not a real document. I can see through your lies." And then the quote-unquote guard suddenly pulls weapons and says, "Attack these fools!" All right. Go ahead and add yourself to initiative order, and I'll put you back here. I'm just separating everybody so we can see. Everybody added. Let me know if I missed you.
Okay.
Alright, I think I got everybody. Roll all NPCs.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of rolls.
Well, that included Sebastian and Senius the guard, and you notice that everybody else is kind of still behind you with the carts, so they haven't got close enough yet. So Tavros and Darcy, go ahead and roll your initiatives. You'll see it on the in the cross swords on the second item, second tab. You'll see the d20s.
Just out of curiosity, you said the people, the pilgrimage people, the tourists, they're too far back to see us?
They can see you. They're just too far back to be directly involved in the battle. They're basically off the
Oh,
map.
look at that. A bunch of 18s.
Nice.
All right. And one thing you do know is Sebastian is here, and Senius the guard, who is the guard for the pilgrimage. He's there and right next to you. Anyway, Tavros, you are still in human form. If you use any of your class features, powers, etc., then you'll change. So what are you gonna do?
That's class features as well?
Yeah, if it's anything that normal humans would notice, if it's like, if you're hitting with superpower, you're moving with super speed, you're doing things that are clearly beyond human.
So, like Blade Song, does that count as beyond human?
Yeah, because it has a kind of a magical beauty, thing going on with it. So I think it would.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just
It's
checking.
more than human.
All right.
All right. Oh, sorry, I forgot to begin. There you go. So, Tavros, what are you gonna do?
Hey, so is our plan here, guys, to stay in human form?
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea, but we'll see how this goes. They're kind of far spread. If anybody has some ranged attacks, that wouldn't be noticed.
No. I'm just gonna run up. 1, 2. And take a swing at this one here.
Okay, go for it.
I have to remember how to do this. It's been so long since we've done combat.
So on your character sheet, under features, you can just click on next to one of your abilities.
Well, you'd have been in combat more recently if you had withheld alcohol from Sebastian.
Oh, sorry, not features. In this case, inventory, because that's where your weapons are.
Yeah, I guess I thought. But then where's the button for?
It's if you see where the image is.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah. And attack. I'm gonna roll twice.
You hit. And he dodges the second one.
Misses. Yeah.
So 10 points of damage. And as you slice into him, you notice that it's a great slice that brings him to his knees. And you can tell that you almost killed him in one hit.
Oh boy, these guys are not very strong.
No, they're humans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, I did not mean to do that as Darcy, but nevertheless, okay. You can tell that guy is now afraid for his life.
Sweet.
Darcy, the guy that Tavros just attacked. In fact, let me go ahead and mark him somehow. He is definitely afraid. Frightened. There we go. He is definitely frightened.
Can I try to intimidate him?
I think it's already done.
I can't. I'm not very intimidating. How about persuade?
I don't think you need to.
You're pretty sure that the frightened guy is frightened and he's already going to run on his own. So you don't have to intimidate him. You can try to intimidate somebody else, though.
Who is smackable in distance? This distance.
This guy is probably the closest to you. The other guys are actually up above, so this guy's 10 feet up. This guy's 20 feet up, and so on.
Can I shoot him with my crossbow?
Well, yeah, you can shoot anybody here with the crossbow as long as you have range.
I'm trying to shoot this guy.
Okay.
Try being the word. Is it an inventory?
Yeah, your crossbow should be in your inventory.
Attack! No,
he dodges
awful,
as the bolt goes past him. Hit end turn when you're ready.
Well,
you can also move.
I am. I'm moving to protect Squishy Boy.
All right.
And that's it.
All right, cool. All right, Judge, you can see that one of the people is getting ready to run. Another one on the hill dodged Darcy's shot. The leader is sneering at you guys. So what are you gonna do?
All right, Judge is going to move. Come on, do it.
That's weird. Why? You can't. It won't let you move.
Hold on. Oh, there we go. I don't know why. Okay. I'm going to move there, and then I'm going to move there. And there I am going to draw my blade, Certas.
All right.
Strike.
All right, you hit.
All right.
Their AC is 12. And with the one hit, you slice down the leader, who you just slice down, probably chop his head clean off, and he just falls to the ground.
As I step over and take one swipe, just cutting him down in his stride, my left hand goes to the dagger or the knife at my belt, flips it up, and goes here on this guy,
Okay.
who is only 15 feet away, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's
Fine,
within
okay.
range.
Yep, I think so. Okay, so I'm going to have to. Just a regular old dagger that's thrown.
That's clearly the sound of the bandit hitting the ground.
That's it.
Obviously, we got good sound effects here.
That's a hit.
Yeah, that's a hit. Their AC is 12. All right, so it stabs him for 9 points of damage, which isn't enough to kill him, but it is a mighty blow. And I'm going to have him make a morale check, which, shockingly, he passes. Hit intern when you're ready.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a bonus action, but nothing I can do with it.
Alrighty, so it is this guy's turn. Alright, so he is told to shoot. So he is going to look for the squishiest target, which of course is Sebastian.
Is it Sebastian or
Rude.
is it Darcy? Sebastian's a man.
Darcy or Sebastian is closer, unfortunately.
I'm right in front of him.
No, but it's the
No,
guy
he's
on the
from
other
back.
side. He's from back here.
Ah,
And that's a hit. And
rude.
so Sebastian takes 8 points of damage. He is not quite bloodied, but that definitely hurt. You see his bolt sticking out of Sebastian's thigh as he screams out in pain. Alright, the other guy who hasn't been hit yet, so he is going to shoot at Darcy, who is the closest squishy target.
They think I'm squishy.
And misses. Alright,
They're
well, I'll get
lucky I
this guy
can't blast
done,
them
and
off the
then
cliff.
I'll deal with the dog. So he slides down and shoots at Judge. Features. Go. Attack. Go. Judge is a 20 hit.
Yeah, a 20 hits.
Okay.
I'll give him that.
A crossbow bolt pierces you for 5 points of damage.
And the crossbow bolt might bounce off. Hold on. Roll a d12 and add my constitution modifier. Okay. 1 second.
What's your constitution?
So that was 5 points of damage?
Yeah.
The bolt gets caught in my shirt and looks like I just barely dodge it, but it doesn't hurt me.
All right. Fair enough. Gizzard, I'll be right back. It'll be your turn, but I gotta deal with Gabe.
Yeah, no problem.
You really didn't have to roll for that.
Oh, I suppose not. I wasn't counting. Yeah. I figure I have it. I might as well use it at least once.
Although that one bandit, I'm sure, is about to unlock Darcy's hidden barbarian rage levels.
Just with my -1 strength, sure.
Well, that's only when you're not raging. You shot my Sebastian! That bounding leap or whatever you got ends up becoming like some sort of, menacing stomp as you land on his head.
It's the what is it? It's like the hero land.
Oh, yeah, the hero jump. Yeah, the hero land.
Yeah, 3-point landing right on his head.
Right. Or just headbutt him since I technically have horns. They just aren't visible right now.
Yeah.
All right, Gizzard. You're up. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna, let's see, walk forward first of all, because I don't see any bandits around me. I forget what my weapon is. Let me look. I don't think I've used it a single time. Okay, dagger. Perfect. Time to use it. My movement is 30. Okay, I'll go ahead and do a sprint action up to here.
Okay.
That'll be my turn then.
Okay, hit and turn when
Cool.
All right, Sebastian. He is crying out in pain. Let me roll a morale check for him. All right, so Sebastian runs like a baby.
Hey, at least he knows to get out of danger.
True.
There was this one time I was playing Oblivion, and I came across this person who was apparently being attacked by this monster thing, and they ran away. And I attacked the monster thing, then went to go find the NPC. It turned out in their efforts to flee, they ran right up to a bandit who ended up killing them.
Anyway, Gizzard, as you run up toward one of these so-called guards, he pulls out his crossbow, shoots you straight in the chest. It pierces you for 12 points of damage.
Hold on. I didn't have time. Bend luck. What does this do again? Hold on. I don't know if this is visible when I do it. I feel like it isn't.
You can spend 2 sorcery points and roll 1d4 and apply the number rolled as a bonus or penalty.
Will that turn it at would that make it no longer a critical hit if I do that?
Well, the problem is that I think he rolled a 20, so that's going to be a hit anyway. So yeah, that would make the 23 something lower, but it doesn't matter.
Then I take the damage.
All right. In that case, it was 12 points. Yeah. Alrighty. So who is next? Why can't I see him? Oh yeah, he's the one who just went. That's why. All right, that guy, he is. He's going to take a he's going to take a disengaged action because he's been trained. He's scared out of his mind, but he's not so scared that he's going to be hit in the back. So he takes a disengage action and then starts running.
The guard that was with us?
No. One of the so-called guards that Tavros attacked.
Okay. About to say,
Yeah.
bruh.
Yeah, I think broody anime dude there is the friendly one.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, okay, your turn. So he sees that Gizzard was successfully attacked. So he knows then that the enemy can be destroyed. So he's going to destroy the enemy. Or at least so he thinks. However, Gizzard easily dodges out of the way. And that guy's now questioning all his life decisions. Alright, so this guy. Oops, go away. Sorry. /R. Yep, that guy is now frightened, and he is going to run. So he slides down the hill and just books. And that includes a dash. All right, then Cenius moves forward to attack. And does so. Let's see, what is it? I think the proficiency is +3. No, +2. That's a hit. And so it's just going to be a basic 1d8. And he does 6 points of damage to the bandit, dealing a strong blow, but the bandit is bloodied. Alright, so the beginning of round 2. Some of the people, now you realize, are probably just bandits, are running off. Some of them are still fighting. What are you going to do, Tavros?
All right. I think everyone else can handle the two up on the hills. I'm gonna just move in and see about finishing these guys off. I'll hit this guy first. I'm gonna click on my button real quick. There we go. All right, let's see if we can finish these guys off. Uh-oh. Oh.
You hit.
Um,
Basically, only a 1 or a 2 was a miss for you.
Yeah, I think I missed last time.
All
that
right,
first-
and you finished that guy off easily.
And the second one,
It also hit.
and he's gone.
He is. You run up, slice through one bandit, turn around, slice through the other bandit. All the while, Cenius, who is just, you see his jaw just hanging. Go ahead and hit and turn. You can move though if you want.
No.
All right, Darcy. 2 of the bandits or guards are running away. The ones on the hill are still mostly shooting. Sebastian has joined the rest of the group off screen. So what are you gonna do?
Okay, at least if he's ran over there for safety, then that's good.
Since he was shot in the thigh, I imagine him just kind of limping.
Well, he hobbled that way, yeah.
He's going where he'll be in the herd.
And just think of how close that came to hitting his knee.
And it wouldn't have mattered.
Well,
I know
I would have
Skyrim
ended his
reference.
adventuring career.
I know the Skyrim reference, but no. I would have just ripped it out and healed him. It'd been fine. A story to tell for the ages.
But it'll never change the fact that that's where he was shot.
All right,
No,
Darcy.
it won't.
What are you gonna do?
All right. How many humans are looking in my direction besides the people that will die soon?
There's probably the entire group behind you who are holding back, but they're watching. They're obviously keenly interested to see how this battle plays out.
Damn it! That's fine. This is fine. We don't have to be magical. Do it like normal people, I guess.
You still have a good long range weapon.
Yeah, but
Both of us are
I'm
kind of screwed there.
poopy at it. That's the problem.
Who are you shooting?
The one that got me. That guy.
Okay.
You're not going after the one that shot Sebastian?
They'll all be dead soon.
Okay. Go. Yeah, there you go. That's a hit.
Good.
All right, 7 points. It definitely kind of knocks him back. He's got this bolt sticking out of his chest, narrowly missed his heart. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm gonna
Wait,
move.
who got hit?
Yeah, that's the one she pointed at.
Okay.
Boop boop, we doop. And that's it.
All right, Judge. You can tell the bandit on the hill just got hit. There are 2 other bandits on the hill, though, who have not been hit yet. And there are several
Yeah,
running away.
how fast can I get up to him?
So it's a cliff, so assuming you make a climbing check, then it's rough terrain, so it basically counts as 2 squares.
Okay, I've got to move a 40, so wait a second.
If you don't make the climbing check, then you just fall back down.
So that's all the further I could get.
Yeah,
Wait,
if you're
no,
climbing, yeah.
Starts here. Yeah, the cliff starts here. So 5, 10, 15, 20.
There's a reason why they were positioned up there.
Yeah.
Well, technically, there's a cliff here, and then there's a cliff here. Each of these are separate. I mean, there's two cliffs to climb up.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and move. Going to go ahead and move. And then I'll make a...
Yep, so it's a basic DC 10 strength check, or athletics check, to climb.
Is it athletics or acrobatics? Because I'm trying to kind of dance up the wall, like that kind of...
I could see,
that kind of
for this short distance, I can see arguing for acrobatics.
Alrighty.
Yep, no problem. So, yep, you move up. It counts as 2 squares.
Okay. So 1, 2, and then I can get to like right here, but not up here. How does that work?
Yeah, you could try climbing and attack from climbing, but you'll be at disadvantage if you do that. Your best bet would be to get all the way up if you have enough movement.
My next question is: he on the edge?
He's close to the edge, but he's maybe a foot back or so. He's just close enough to shoot, but he's not like
if I were
on the edge.
Okay, but if I were to hit him and he were to fall, he could fall down to me.
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
his body could at least.
if you were to hit him, he'd probably fall backwards. But if you were to try to grapple him, you can pull him forward.
Okay. All for the love of 5 feet. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my movement to get as far as I can, which is there, I guess, or am I further up?
Yeah, so you climb part way up. You can dash if you want to get all the way up, or you can try attacking from disadvantage and try to grapple him or something.
Oh no, an attack from disadvantage if I can knock him down. Do I have to make another acrobatics check for that thing?
Oh, no, you already made your other one. That's fine. It's the same cliff.
Okay.
Same kind of cliff.
Alright.
All right. Well, if you're done, then go ahead and yep, there you go. So you have disadvantage.
Yep.
Doesn't matter though. You still hit.
Alright.
And you literally chop his leg off, and he dies.
As he's falling, is there any way he can fall down onto me? Because I want to grab his stinking crossbow.
Sure.
Okay. That'll be my bonus action or whatever else, and done.
Alrighty then. Alright, hit end turn when you're ready. Alright, so that guy just saw what happened. You just climbed up, ripped him off. Is he done yet? We'll see. Nope, he thinks that he's... Yeah, he's an idiot. Alright. He is shooting at Darcy.
Yep.
He is a
Yep.
lucky idiot, though.
Yeah, this is it. His luck's about to run out.
So, Darcy, you suddenly get a bolt right into your chest for 8 points of damage.
Got my pretty tunic all dirty.
All right, and where are you? Oh, he's still up there, so he is going to shoot at Cenius. So, up there, crossbow, attack. That is a hit. Damage, but only 2 points of damage. All right, Gizzard. So you can see that the guard that came with you has been hit, is scratched by a bolt. You know, kind of tore out some flesh on his leg. What are you gonna do?
They're running in fear. Who shot him?
This guy up here. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Just because they're running in fear doesn't mean you can't stop them. One of them's running away with my dagger in its gut.
Oh, good point. I'll get your dagger.
Most appreciative.
I'll try to. Which one? You know which one? That one? Okay. Oh, okay. Can I hit him from here? I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Die. Attack.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Nice.
6.
All right, he drops. You stab him in the back, and he just slumps to the ground.
Cool. I grab the dagger from his corpse.
Okay, you do so. Hit end turn when you're ready. Sebastian is staying out of the battle.
The wizard lizard stabbed him in the gizzard.
All right, so this guy is going to continue to run.
You were waiting to use that one, weren't you?
Actually, I was not. It just occurred to me right then.
All right, so okay, so he's going to climb, so 5 feet. Let's make a climbing check for him. 1d20. He makes it. So 15. I think that's all he can do. But he's going to dash, so he's going to go the rest of the way. Okay, so that's his turn. Alright, beginning of round 3. One of the so-called guards has managed to get off the road and into the jungle. You can possibly track him, but he is definitely out of sight. So Tavros, there is one on the hill that is going to be attacked by Cenius. There's another on the hill that keeps shooting Darcy, and then that's it. So what are you going to do?
If I so sprint takes up one action, right? Like
Yeah.
I can sprint and then attack, right?
No, because you have your normal movement action, and then if you sprint, that takes
It's
your
the other
attack action.
Well then I'll just flex.
And climbing up these things, basically rough terrain, and requires a.
Oh, it doesn't for me because I have a feature athlete where I'm better than
Climbing
you.
doesn't cost you extra movement. Fair enough.
Yeah. So I'll just climb this hill casually, all casual like, and cut this guy down.
Oh, go for it.
See if I can scroll up enough. Find my.
Avros, the day wrecker.
That definitely hit.
Yep, I think so.
His AC 12 is nothing compared to that.
It's not gonna
And
get him though.
you almost take him down. He's on. He's basically reeling. He has 1 hit point left, but he is technically still alive.
Well, it's a good thing I have another attack.
Bonk him.
You hit.
I think that's enough to kill him already.
Yeah, it's literally it
Might as
doesn't
well
matter
roll
what.
to see how much overkill you do.
Oh,
Okay.
what?
13 points of overkill. He's dead.
Yeah, he's split in half.
Even if
Yeah.
you were a player character in a normal campaign, he would still be dead because you did more than his maximum hit points.
So he is literally just cut down the middle, and
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
the
He
poor
is
guy
gone.
just watched him split.
All right, Darcy, you have you see one of these so-called guards that's still alive and in sight. What are you gonna do?
Where are they? Okay. We're gonna try to murder him.
That's a hit. You do 5 points of damage. He had 4 hit points, so you do manage to take him out. And as the last of the guards falls, Cineas finds his way back down and kind of looks at you guys as a group, and he says, "Those were clearly no guards, but they got the armor and equipment from somewhere. So I believe that they probably either have guards or they captured guards. I don't know if they are still alive, but we should go after them." But he seems to be he kind of looks toward the pilgrimage, and he looks toward the bodies of the guards that are still, of these guys that are still here, and then it's like those guards may still be alive. And he looks to you guys.
Judge speaks up. Tavros, my friend.
Yes.
I think this is a more than adequate means of protection for these people. With Darcy left in command, I believe you and I can have a little fun tracking.
Yeah. All right.
Does anybody have any objections?
I lost connection for a second. I don't know what you said.
Oh, sorry. Judge said that he would gladly take Tavros and go hunting down the bandits to see if there were any guards to be rescued, and Darcy and Gizzard and Conglomerate can easily be able to protect these people the rest of the way, and Tavros and I catch up.
That sounds good.
Yeah, just make sure somebody takes care of Sebastian. I think he got hit.
Yeah, that's why Darcy's here. Don't worry,
Yeah.
Sebastian's good.
Yeah, in
I am
fact,
taking one of
Sebastian
the.
comes back on into you.
Okay. I am taking one of the crossbows and the arrows from a couple of the fallen bodies, and if they have any extra daggers.
Let's see. I don't think these guys had daggers. They had. Let me check what they had again.
As long as I have my dagger.
You do
An
get
extra
your
one couldn't
dagger
hurt, but if they
back.
don't. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Gizzard.
Yeah, these guys have swords, scimitars, and light
And
crossbows.
Ooh, a
All right, light
scimitar.
crossbow.
Yep. So let's see. You guys have, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4 bodies. So if you guys want, you can have 4 scimitars and 4 light crossbows and 4 leather armors.
I am taking one light crossbow and 24 arrows. Everything else, I'm sure everybody else can, use.
I'm
I
counting
think that's
7
what I would-
bodies. One on the North Hill, 4 on the road, and then 2 on the South Cliffs.
Oh, is there... Actually, just let me... I should just... Oh, I already got rid of the turn tracker. Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, you took crossbow... Oh, why did it get rid of it? Oh, well, do you have it in your inventory?
Yeah, I've got light crossbow. Do I need bolts separately?
Yeah, you have bolts. Let me give those to you.
Darcy would also get bolts because she's replacing what she has. And also, hey, a scimitar. Miffed.
Nice.
All right, no problem. Let me. I gave you bolts, so you can just change the number of it.
Okay.
Let's see, light crossbow. Let me put that back. And then Darcy wants a scimitar. Okay, Darcy now has a scimitar. And Darcy, do you say you needed bolts as well, or do you have them already?
I mean, I was just gonna get more.
Okay, yeah, you can just change the number. Each of these people had 20, so just change it to,
Oh my gosh, we got tons.
yeah, basically, if there's 7 bodies, that would be 140 bolts. So just take as many as you want up to that.
Jeez, 140.
They do weigh stuff though, so if you weigh yourself down if you take too many.
She's probably just gonna get maybe like 50 bolts at most.
Okay. Yeah, so just edit your item and change the number to 50. Anybody else taking leather armors, crossbows, or scimitars?
I believe we want to take all of it with us. We'll just divide it up and sell it for cash or whatever later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slightly used and bloodied.
Well, actually, I take that back. There is one set of leather armor that has probably been cut into 2 equal pieces. I don't know if that's salvageable.
Yeah, that's
You
a
know
good
who's
point.
taking scimitar?
The armor is not going to be in very good shape.
You
I
know
was
who's
thinking
getting a
just-
scimitar? Our best boy who knew good enough to run away. I'm taking another scimitar and it's going to
Okay.
Okay,
Wait, you
I'll give
can
him
duel
one.
or no?
Yep.
And
A
then,
dagger is just not enough.
fair enough. And then, so that's 2 scimitars. So, am I giving the other 5 to Tavros?
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna sell them later, so whoever's carrying them, if the tourists want to help us carry stuff, then we just have to get it there. I don't know.
Yeah. Unless they want a souvenir from being attacked.
All right. I just gave Tavros 5 of those. And Tavros, you want some light crossbows too. All right.
You don't have to carry all of it right now with you because you and I are going to go hunting that one guy that ran off.
All right. Okay, so as you tell Cenius what you're doing, and he comes up and he says, "I don't know where you learned to fight, but you people are amazing. I will have if you succeed at this, I will scrounge up 50 Mithna to pay you for this trip. I would pay you more, but that's all I can manage. But I must
Yeah, 'cause
ask before everybody heads off and we try to continue this. Where did you learn to fight like that?"
believe it or not, the place called Quimere. And just kind of smiles and says, "Come, Tavros, time is of the essence."
We go.
Wow, it really pays to be a blood donor.
Alrighty. Okay, so I'll go ahead and head back to the map for now. Alright, so you guys are splitting off, and
And I didn't have to lie.
no, you didn't lie. Yeah, fair enough. You guys are splitting off. So as far as tracking, I'm gonna have Tavros and Judge. One of you can go ahead and give me a survival check to track, because you'll get a certain distance, because eventually you're gonna catch up to that guard who is running, who bled to death. But he didn't get all the way there. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Gavel has a advantage to perception checks that deal with sight and sound.
He has a advanced perception check that does what?
He has advantage on perception checks that deal with sight and sound, for hunting and tracking.
Okay, that's fair. So what I think what'll happen is, because the issue, of course, is that we are still talking jungly areas, so he's not going to be able to see everywhere, but he can certainly help you out. So what I would suggest then is that using him and your own abilities, that you can either roll a survival check with advantage or have him roll a perception check with advantage, whichever way you want to go.
Okay.
Tavros can also roll too if he's got better skills, and you're just having the familiar help him. So
I have a +3 survival.
We're going to get a +4 at advantage with Gavin, I think. You could.
all right. Yeah, go ahead and make the roll. There you go.
I got to plug it all into the computer.
Oh, no problem. So yeah, you do manage to track down the bandits, and eventually you track them about an hour away from the rest of the group, and everybody else continues to travel. And you come across a kind of hidden camp, kind of hidden off in the jungle. And as you approach, you can see that there are several bandits there. This time, they're not wearing the guard armor. They're just wearing, leather armor or regular adventuring gear. Clearly, they didn't have enough for all the disguises. But what you also see is at the center of the camp, there are 2 poles that have been stuck into the ground, and between them there's some sort of fire pit. And you see several of the guards that have been tied up to those poles, obviously not wearing their armor or equipment, but you can kind of tell that one of them still has the insignia for the polis on his clothing, so it's pretty clear who they are. And so you can see that they're patrolling and everything. However, that is probably going to be a bit of an adventure in itself, so we'll probably do that next session. In the meantime, the rest of the caravan moves along. And Darcy, what are you gonna do about Sebastian? He's still got that bolt lodged in his leg, and
I am definitely going to take him off to the side. And I technically have a bolt in me too.
fair enough.
And I'm going to take him off to the side, like far away from prying eyes. And I'm going to have him sit down, and I'm going to tell him I'm going to take the bolt out. I give him a stick, put his foot in his mouth so he doesn't bite his tongue or whatever, and you can just bite onto that, and I'm going to try to pull that out. And then I'm going to use my magic and heal his leg.
Okay, go ahead and give me a medicine check to see how the whole bolt extraction thing goes.
Oh, God.
Can I assist you?
Yeah, if you have proficiency in medicine, you can assist.
I don't have proficiency, but I do have a medicine of 11. Probably not good enough, but...
Yeah, so I would say you'd probably need proficiency in order to really assist, so...
Okay.
Yay,
So
my
Darcy.
+1. So good. Ugh. It's okay.
Nevertheless, you managed to cleanly pull out the bolt. Obviously, Sebastian cries out in pain, but it's about as least amount of pain as you can manage. And at that point, you heal it up, and Sebastian watches in wonder as the pain suddenly goes away, and the wound just kind of knits itself back together. And he kind of looks at you with a bit of an expression of awe on his face, and he says, "When you said that you were special, that you had powers, I didn't really understand." And he looks at his leg, where the hole was, and he's like, "But now I'm starting to get some idea. You weren't really using your abilities during that fight, were you? You didn't want to scare everybody, huh?
Of course not.
But yet you guys still won so easily." He scratches his head. You saw Senius, he's the trained guard, and yet you made him look like a toddler.
When I mean we are blessed, I truly mean we are blessed. We are not like ordinary people. That's whenever she's taking her own bolt out. Very much annoyed that it's there still.
Fair enough. Yeah, you already got
Not
a high
even
medicine
right,
check.
just-
You just turn right over and do the same to yourself. Yeah, you pull it out. I'm assuming you're going to cast healing?
You. Give me my,
Yeah.
was it, like 7 or 8 points back.
Well, better than nothing. Anyway, so yeah, as you pull it out, you go ahead and roll to see how much you heal. But he looks in wonder as your wound heals as well, and he says, "Can anything kill you, or are you just immortal?"
Oh, we can die. For sure.
Okay. So, are you a servant of one of the gods?
Something like that.
Okay, Darcy, apparently you're completely healed.
I know, overhealed. Healed enough for everybody.
Nice. Can I have some of that healing?
Yeah, and we just like throw it out. You get a heal and you get a heal.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, go ahead and if you want to use the spell, but you obviously can't distribute that healing. But you want to roll it?
I wish you could. I mean, you don't have to, but I'm sure I'll get enough from... I'm at 28 out of 40.
Oh, yeah, just in case. Cure wounds. Do the thing. There you go.
Thank you.
15
Nothing I
points.
can do about that stub toe. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
Sorry. But that's okay.
But anyway, yeah, Sebastian watches again as more wounds are healed, and he just shakes his head, and you can tell he's overwhelmed. And he says, "Why bother with someone like me when you got all this power?"
Good question.
I'd say something, but I'm not there.
Right.
I leave this one up to you, Darcy, as his.
Yeah, you can walk away on that one.
Yeah, I'll walk away. I'm not actually gonna walk away, but
Why do you not value yourself so?
I mean, I'm just a normal person. I don't have abilities like that. I don't serve the gods.
so what?
That you know of.
Okay. So, you have all this power. You can do anything, and so why bother with just like a normal person like me?
Well, we did save you. So perhaps I feel responsible now. Don't worry about it too much.
Okay. Well, I'll I'll try not to get in the way.
That would be best.
Of those bolts.
Right? Well, he ran. He figured it out real quick. Bolts hurt.
All right. Well, I guess we should get back before the group gets too far ahead. You never know when there's more of them somewhere.
This is true.
So, yep, you guys catch up with the group again. And I think that's where we're going to end the session. So, I'll take everybody back to the landing page.